Loud. All right, there we go. Hey, everybody. So greetings, Brother Kevin. There are people in ministry and always going to be your brother through the grace of God. We got a lot going on. We're going to open up with a prayer. And then while we're waiting on people to come on board, there'll be a lot of people got things going on, but we're going to have a great time tonight. We're going to do chapter 2 and 3 of the book, Country Living. Just about everything, including God, more than a guidebook. So we got lots of resources here. If you can see this book, that green screen background, got it all, so you can't see everything. But we're going to do a lot there, and we're going to share a lot of resources and things you all can get to the country. So there's going to be various things that we'll be talking about. Then we want to get talk about what's going on in the world today, which is going to be key, and want to get some testimonies from everyone. And there's a lot going on with Jamaica. With the after effects of what went on there, and see how we can best start to help each other. And we all need to get busy. There's so much going on in the cities now, it ain't funny. So that being that, let's open up with a prayer. If we could just bow our heads, if that's okay. Heavenly Father, God in heaven, we just thank you this day for your goodness, your grace, your mercy. Thank you for your blessings. Lord, we ask God special favor, special grace, God, for God, our brothers and sisters that's here, God, that has not yet made their way to the country, God, that you make ways for them, God, out of no ways, God, that you do finance, God, like never before, God, that you give them clarity and understanding, give them resources, God, to help and share and take care and touch, and that benefits them to make those moves, God. Thank you for the people that do call and seek help through this ministry. Thank you for our team as they're constantly on the move and constantly busy with working and assisting others, God. We just thank you for all you do. God, we also ask special favor for God, for all the ministries, God, that do these things, God. Exodus to the Journey, Save the Servant International, that you bless the head, bless the leadership, God, bless your people, God. Grant us true conversion as our hearts, so that we be right, God, to feed your sheep, feed your lambs, as you asked Peter, God, as we take on that road to help your people for sustainability. We have special prayer, God, for those in need. God, we send these prayers up to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So God bless you. Forgive me if you hear a little noise in the background. We are on the road. We are at Holiday Inn and Suites in Oklahoma. So if anybody got any carrot cake, running on by, Brother Kevin will be right here ready to eat. Real quick, if you get a chance, somebody got a super testimony for me, go ahead and unmute. Let's do a little talking there real quick while we allow other folks to get in before we start reading chapter 2, because I see about 19 people. So we want to get a few people in there. But anybody got anything special going on, anything we need to know about?
I would say you. Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to. Sister, go ahead. She keep on going from. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I was just trying to confirm tonight. Tonight we're gonna indulge into the different kind of what do you call it, grant, because I have a couple of friends coming on tonight to listen.
Are you going to talk about grants? We're going to read through. We're also going to read through chapter 2. And chapter 2 and 3 is really short chapters. We want to read through that because some people coming on for the book as well. But yes, we'll definitely talk about the grants as well. Grants is a big part. A lot of people like that. Okay, that's why we're reading that to just allow people time to get in. Look like everybody coming in now at the same time.
All right, so you can just let them know, because they may say he's reading, he's not doing it. So you can let them know that you'll be doing it after the reading.
Say that one more time.
I'm saying if you could say it so people would be aware of it for the first time, because they come into it.
That's going to cost you. That's going to cost you 2 carrot cakes.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I got banana cake instead.
Okay, then we will getting you an address for that one. Yes, ma'am. But we'll be mentioning that. What she's asking you are we going to be talking more about the grants as well? We absolutely will, and we'll be speaking to that. There's a lot of new resources becoming available, and our sister, the other Kate with TAP Team, knows about the new grants that came about with Trump releasing some funds, those kinds of things. But I've got some new insights from other people and brothers that's been on our Zoom that's sharing with us all kinds of beautiful things that's coming up. So yes, we'll have some more talk there as well. Well, good to see you all. Okay. So anybody else? Kay, you were going to say something, Kay Watkins?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, yep. Any testimonies, anybody? So we will be talking about those grants. And if you see some hands go up, well, you guys just go ahead and interrupt and go ahead and start talking. So where we are with grants, you got your the other K. K, what's your last name? Give me a last name on there, K, not K Tap. Other K, other K. K, what's her name? The other K. We got two K's, y'all. Let me know when your team is here, and then we could focus on those grants and what's going to be happening there. But what we've been doing, we've been really busy. I did book quite a few clients that I'm working with, and I got resolved for you all. That's coming this after. We got Friday, and then we got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and so. There's a lot of people to reach out to and give this information to, as we've been working with people on grants and resolve at what's there. And what we do different when we consult is when we get the businesses laid out, as I put those together, I try to make a mind as if, what all do I want for the business to be successful? And when we get those packages ready for you and they come back, they have some oomph, as I call it, some power to it, to give you an incentive, to incentivize you, to show you, and even show you, like we do the A to Z piece, to walk you through what's available, how to get that done. And there is a lot of resolve. Our Sister Kay, our TAP team member, was talking about a young lady she met that had everything on her property paid for via grants. And we get lots of folks telling you about grants. You can do this, your farming equipment, your tractors, your barrels, your everything, grant. And you can. But those are people that are getting a lot of small grants, some 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 500, those kinds of things. But there are much larger grants as well that you also qualify for. And that what people don't know is most cases when you qualify for a $10,000 to $15,000 to $60,000 grant, that same criteria qualifies you for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 grant. So those kinds of things do need to be considered when you're doing that. Okay. So anybody got any questions about grants? So far, I only got one more episode to go, and I'm just waiting on. We were hoping that they opened up this piece with the government, but it's not open yet. But some of those grants, some of those are not gov grants. Some of those are philanthropists and family name foundation grants as well. And they do go in the millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're high end. So we show you resolve on how to do that. And so one of the things that's hindering that was the government being shut down, but I'm still going to go ahead and release that this very next week. And it goes from it's big. It goes up to $1.6 billion. But it's also going to show you key companies that you can partner up with, how to do that, how to form a board, how to set those things up. So even if you just want to read it just to enjoy it, or listen to Zoom just to enjoy it and say, I could never do that, you can do more than you think. If you feel you can't, then that's where you are. But as we start to look at people and putting together teams that we can partner with as groups so that we can all do this, we can work out something where we all can do a lot together. And man, how awesome would that be to have God's people all working together, sitting around the table at a board. And you can only think about Christ and his disciples all sitting there at the table together. And God had a plan for all of them. And there was just that one Judas had to do what he do to break things up. But we want to be encouraged to bring our brothers and sisters together, and everybody work and serve each other. No greed, no person sitting above the rest, that kind of thing. Not that Lucifer piece. Iniquity was found in him. He wanted to sit above everybody. And if we can learn to share, work together, lift each other up, support each other, and wash each other's feet, so to speak, man, how great would it be? Okay, so that's the kind of thing we want to do. So with that being that, we're going to talk more about the grants in a little bit. So welcome everybody. Okay, if you're there, my sister, we're going to get started. We're going to start reading a little bit about, we're reading in the book, Country Living Just About Everything, including God More Than a Guidebook. And we're going to start with chapter 2, New to the Country Life. We're going to go through these kind of fast. We're going to be going through this kind of fast so everybody can see a little bit we're talking about. Then we're going to end up with some things you guys need in the country. We got a short little PowerPoint, and then we got some grant. We'll be talking more about the grants because we want people to know about these grants and what's out there. Okay, so get your book out. If you got, how many people got the book Country Living Just About Everything, including God More Than a Guidebook? How many people got my book? Show of hands, somebody.
I got it.
I know you. Oh, there you go. Well, thank you very much. I know you got it. Who else? Anybody?
Jack said that he has it.
Okay, good job,
Oprah
Jack.
has it.
Thank you. Oh, y'all so sweet. Thank you, Opal. I see you, Opal. I see you. All right, so y'all got the book. Here we go.
Oh,
The new book.
Jackie, I'm sorry.
Jackie. Hi, Jackie. The new book, To the
Nikki
Country and
has it.
Live, is getting ready to go to is going to be going in soon. The new book, To the Country and Live, y'all. Let me try to describe this to y'all just a little bit before we start reading. It's going to be so good, so fulfilling. It is richly packed. We talked about DIYs. We talked about all kinds of things. There is a guide in there on PVC building, and it shows you. I've got resources on how you can build energy gathering items with PVC pipes. I mean, generators and all kinds of things with PVC pipes, furniture, kids' toys, wagons. I got so that led me to think about the things that we can do, and that put together an entire book on its own of PVC and PEX pipe. But it's so through this book, To the Country and Live, it's so so much is there that God has just given us. I mean, it's maps and guides and directions and resources and DIYs, and there's hundreds and hundreds of how-tos. That's all yours. That's all yours. I'm telling you, the book is it's such a connection to country living, just about everything, and yet so totally different, because it just gives you, every single page gives you something completely different to be self-sustaining. And the subtitle of this book is called The Ark Guide, because it's like everything you would need in the event the world does crash, and you have to be, you're taking care of yourself with, and people that's here. So the book was designed to be the ark, so to speak, that every single thing you need for sustainability, to include God, is there. Okay, it's impactful. I think it's pretty great, but you'll have to tell me that if some goodies are there that is beneficial for you. So that's coming very short. That being that, let's go to chapter 2. Ready, Kate?
I'm ready. New
This
to
book is
country life. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say this book is country living, just about everything, including God, more than a guidebook. Okay.
We're on page 37 for those of you who have the book. Welcome to country life. Moving to the country can be an exciting change filled with new experiences and opportunities. If you're new to rural living, here are some tips and insights to help you adjust and thrive. Get to know your surroundings. Explore your property. Take time to walk around your land. Learn where the best spots are for gardening, where water sources are located, and familiarize yourself with any natural features like ponds, woods, or hills.
Now remember, we talked about that before, when we read chapter 1. But walking your country land is so key, because you get to know pitfalls, you get to know good tillable grounds, you get to know buildable areas, you get to know if you want to do a root cellar, where you want to put that at. You get to know, you recognize your soil. So if you got they got these sticks you can poke in the ground to know if you got rocky areas, or to know how deep your soil is, and even to test your soil, to know your flood table, if you got wetland areas and all those kinds of things, you want to know where all that's at. If you got wilderness and wild areas in your country, we actually have woods on our property. So you want to know those type of trees you have. All those things are going to be so very key. But get to know your property and take your time as you do that, because God's going to give you ideas and inspiration on where you can structure things on your property to put things in key locations and key positions. Keep that in mind.
Know your neighbors. Even though people may live farther apart in the country, neighbors are often close knit and supportive. Introduce yourself, ask questions, and build a friendly rapport.
And why that's so important, because you're going to be your first line of security. You're going to be your first line of safety. You're going to need your neighbors, and your neighbors are going to need you. So they're going to want to know what you can offer, what services you can do to help them. They need to know where you are in the ministry, what's your specialty. Because, like, say for instance, we do get this, like we talking about the SNAP benefits and everybody going crazy. You guys form a security piece, or if there's even a fire in the house, they can come to your house, you can go to their house. You got resolve if people sick, or they need this, that, and the other. Know your neighbors, and let them know who you stand for, what God you know, and what God you represent, what God you love, what God you worship. They'll respect you for it. And you're going to find out your neighbors take care of you. They put you on a different level.
Enjoy the outdoors. Reconnect with nature. One of the joys of country living is the access to beautiful landscapes. Take advantage of your surroundings by spending time outside, whether it's hiking or simply sitting outside and enjoying the view. Nature offers peace and relaxation.
Man, that just sounds beautiful. And if you guys see some of the videos we do, like Kay does and Devontae when they're out or they're in the farm or doing all that kinds of fun stuff, it's a feeling that is all yours. That belongs to you. That's your feeling. God gives you good resolve. He gives you a cool refreshing as well when you can witness that. The other morning we got up to start leaving for Oklahoma, and we got the most beautiful sunset, and I posted that on the short. Is that somebody? It shows the most beautiful sunset, and I thought that was just outstanding. But to get to know it, walk the land, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy yourself, and the wildlife. Wait till you hear about this one. Go ahead, Kay.
Observe wildlife. In rural areas, you're likely to encounter a variety of wildlife. Some animals may visit your yard or garden. Learn about the animals native to your area and how to live harmoniously with them.
So we took a drive around just to explore not just our land, but then other lands. So we knew a road, County Road S, and we took way around out of town, another way to get in and out of the town, just so you can get familiar with, I call them escape routes, but just so you'll know the roads that surround you in the rural areas. And sure enough, we went around this long route to get back to our property. And when we got way out there, all of a sudden I look up, here's a cougar going across the road. DNR or the National the Game and Warden, all those that said there's no cats up there. I'm like, oh, cougar. That's not just a regular cat. A cougar, y'all know cougar, mountain lion, not bobcat. Bobcats are those little fellas with the short tails. There's a big boy just coming across the road. But it was so exciting. So one thing we know is you don't want to get stuck out there at night in the dark. It's not going to be good for you. But get to know the wildlife that's in your areas. They don't frequent the area. The one person who I told about this said they saw one in the 90s. So they're very rare, but there are lots of bear, lots of deer, but the deer come on your land all the time, but you rarely see the other wildlife. You may see some possums on the road, you see a lot of squirrels get hit, lots of deer. Don't go flying down the road. You got deers on the run all the time. But just enjoy it. Again, enjoy nature, enjoy the wildlife. It's a beautiful thing.
Yep, and we have deer on our porch right now. They keep coming up here
There
at
you go.
night, setting off all my motion sensors. Adapt to a slower pace. Plan ahead. Services like grocery stores, banks, or medical facilities might be further away. Make a habit of planning trips in advance to minimize travel time and stock up on essentials.
That's going to be so key because we're used to going to the store every day. We talked about this before. We're used to going to the store every day. You won't be able to go to the store all the time. For one, it costs you more money to go to the store quite often. Rita, my wife, started putting up cooking plans and all those stuff you guys see posted online. They're free, don't cost you nothing. Go into the store and get those and download those. But also talking about how to buy stuff in bulk, and that's going to be very key. Because do you know how much more money you save when you buy things in bulk? Because you don't have to keep running to the store. Your man-hour time is so key. And then the gas you burn in your vehicle is so key. You have to add all that to your grocery list. We usually just add what the food cost. What did your time cost? Your time is valuable. What did the gas cost that went in the car to make that happen? Because Walmart for us is an hour drive, 1 hour. It literally is 1 hour drive there, 1 hour drive back. So keep all that in mind. So we need to start getting all these, I think, says the stock up store. So start getting all the essentials, all the things you need. Start buying those in bulk. And you need to start doing that right now, even if you're in the city, because God forbid something crashes right now, you can't get out to get that other bag of beans. So sometimes when you buy one thing, buy two or buy three, and just go ahead and start storing those, okay?
Find new hobbies. The slower pace of country life can be a perfect time to pick up new hobbies, whether it's cooking, reading, woodworking, or learning to preserve food through canning. Take the opportunity to explore interests you may not have had time for before.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got the contractors that's working on worked on our decks, and they're using treated lumber. And the lumber, they're using the 2x2 sticks and all this stuff to put the railings up and all that. I'm seeing some of this just a little too long. They have to cut that off. A lot of that stuff you can't burn the treated lumber because it has the curacao in there, and it's not good for you. I mean, you can burn it for heat, but you don't want to build that smoke, and you certainly can't use it in the grill to cook on. You know how you can roast corn over the fire? You can't do that with the creosote, with the treated lumber, but you can do crafts. You can cut out things and make things and little cards for the kids to raise. grace and all those kinds of things. So there's tons of ideas that I got in the book To the Country and Live, but there's tons of ideas on YouTube, how you guys can do all kinds of things with craft, with wood. So get ideas for that, because those things keep your family busy. Those things help give them something they can do, they can accomplish, they can build birdhouses, all kinds of things. But you can start to do things that before you know it, you're opening up a little hobby shop and you're selling the trinkets to people that's in the town or flying up and down the roads. It's a living. It's something you can do.
Prepare for seasonal changes. Winter readiness. If you're in a region that experiences winter, make sure your home is prepared. Stock up on firewood if you have a wood stove. Ensure your heating system is working, and consider snow removal equipment like a snow blower or shovels. That's very important, because I know our first year here, we were actually stuck on the property for 10 days. We weren't even able to leave at all. That was our first time experiencing the snow like that, because we came from Georgia to Tennessee, so we had never even been in like negative-degree weather before.
Sure. Now,
And
where we are
another
now,
thing is, when we first moved here, we didn't have a wood burning stove. So, like if you don't have a wood burning stove, you may want to have just like a kerosene heater. Just make sure you're watching it. Make sure, especially if you have children or animals, make sure you're watching it. That's something that's very useful if the power goes out, because once the snow came, it was so heavy it brought down the trees, and the trees fell on the line. So guess what? No power.
now where we are now, we got a call like this morning from our contractor. We're in Oklahoma. It's basically still summer here in Oklahoma. Really nice weather today. But in Wisconsin, way up north in the North Woods, again, we're like just an hour and a half from the border, basically top of the country. Everything's frozen. So it says, hey, it's down, everything's frozen, blah, blah, blah. And they told about the water hose was still hooked up to the camper because it was just hot the other day down there. It was nice, it's 50, 57 degrees, that kind of thing down there. But now that's all changed. So you have to go ahead and unhook all that, drain the tanks in the camper, take care of the house, the new tank down in the basement, as you got new wells and all that kinds of things. So I'm like, it's freezing cold there. I think we may have to stay here for a while in Oklahoma. But yeah, get ready for the winter. The Bible says consider the ant. So when you know you got snow coming down, don't let the snow build up, because it's harder to remove that snow when it builds up. Start moving that snow right away. If you got to come out every 30 minutes and move that snow, or every hour and move some of that snow, don't let it build up and block you in on your country property, on your land. Because like Kay said, you could be trapped in 10 days and you don't have enough sustenance, things to survive on. So consider buying the stuff in bulk, storing all that stuff up, but also stay on top of that snow.
Spring and fall prep. In spring, prepare your garden for fall for planting. And in fall, take care of your outdoor tasks like cleaning gutters, winterizing your garden, and ensuring any outdoor equipment is stored properly. Oh, you know what? When we first moved here, there were copper pipes, and one we were out of town. We had to go out of town for a family emergency, and we did not winterize the house. And you know what happened? Those pipes burst. So that's something very important that you need to know, especially when you first move into a home, if it's an older home that you have, before you update everything, you need to learn how to winterize your house, how to take care of those things.
And yeah, because if you're in areas, people, because listen, times are getting ready to change nowadays. A lot of people say, I want to go to the South. I want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to Georgia. I want to go to North Carolina. It's going to be hot, 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 hot. Ellen G. White writes about those times are going to be hard in those areas, and you can take that for where it's going to be harder on people, and the climate changes, all kinds of things. But we know we getting weather in diverse places. We getting catastrophes in diverse places. So you guys get a freezing ice in some of the southern states that you don't expect, and you don't know about heat tape or proper insulation. Even they make an antifreeze for RVs that you can pour down the line in campers that are not hooked up to the water hoses. Those kinds of things. Up in the north, we have to do that when we're not using our RVs in the off season. You have to pour this antifreeze down in all the tanks, or your faucets and your toilets. All those things would burst. The lines, the PVC pipe or PEX pipe would burst on those things. So be ready for that. Have all those things, have all that stuff treated. And then in the fall, you want to prepare for the spring. You want to prepare for the spring and for the winter. So start thinking ahead how to cover your grounds, cover your plants, do all those kinds of things. Make sure your tools are clean and put away. So when the spring does come, everything's not all rusted out, those kinds of things. But keep up on awareness. And there are things you can Google and YouTube that'll tell you how to prepare for that as well. Any kind of guides you can get, like the book Country Living, just about everything, including God, the book we read now. Get those as they help you prepare for those things.
Learn about your local resources, local services and shops. Find out where the nearest farmers markets, feed stores, or co-ops are. Many rural areas have local spots that offer everything from farm supplies to fresh produce.
And you need to consider that we get still get such beautiful romaine that's organically grown. And one thing about organics, I'm speaking to this now a lot more, is because we find a lot more food is recalled. When you get that organic stuff, if you can get some good stuff and it's seeds, you get seeds from it, save those seeds as well. And then ask the people, how do you grow these vegetables? Or where do you get these? How do you do these? How do you keep them so fresh? All those kinds of things. Look for tips too. And it's a great segue to talk to and communicate with people, and then also start to evangelize with people.
Community events. Many rural areas have community gatherings, fairs, or farmers markets. Participating in these events is a great way to meet people and learn more about rural culture.
It's awesome. So again, same thing, great way to meet people, great way to evangelize, and people recognize you have a certain skill set based off God. God even gives us memory recall as we start to study his word. We start to talk to people, as you start to talk to them about seeds and farming and cultivating, all those things, sowing, your crafts, all those things, and where we are today in the world, and segue into present truth and all those kinds of things. It's just great conversation, because I do it every day. I just did it with some military soldiers here, Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and they're hearing things they never heard before. You'd be surprised if people don't know the story of Daniel in the Hebrew book. They only know about them thrown into the fire. They know nothing about Daniel and the king Nebuchadnezzar, the giant, the statue, the dates, the times they represent. None of that, zero. So these are great segues into evangelism.
Be prepared for emergencies, first aid and supplies. Keep a well-stocked first aid kit on hand, as emergency services may take longer to arrive in rural areas. Also consider stocking up on non-perishable food and emergency supplies in case of power outages or severe weather.
And that's so key, because remember, guys, you got to remember this. You're your first line of defense. You're your first line of defense in the event of a disaster, an emergency, somebody cut, hurt, lines fall down, whatever, you got to get out of the house. You're your first line of defense. So that's why I tell people, one of the first things you do when you get on your land is you survey it and know where everything is. If you can, in addition to planting seeds, if you got an outbuilding already there, a barn or a shed, make that outbuilding or shed ready to live in. What I mean by that, in case of an emergency, you got to run out because something happened to the house. You got some kind of food and or water in there right away, and a wood burning stove or something you can just light up until the fire department, ambulance, police, whatever get there. Because you're in the country, you have to allow at least 15 or 20 minutes extra or 30 minutes extra, depends on how far away you are, for them to get to you. In some cases, it may be an hour. So you're your first line of defense. And in the event you can't call anybody, again, you might have to be in that shed for a while. Please think about that now. Don't wait till the last minute and say, I shoulda, wish I did. You have time to do that. You do spring, winter, summer, fall. Prepare for that. Wood burning stove, store wood up, have some right by them sheds for the emergency. Keep that in mind.
Wildlife encounters. Depending on your location, you may need to prepare for wildlife encounters. Keep pets and livestock safe, and know what to do if you encounter animals like deer, raccoons, or even larger wildlife like bears.
Yep. Well, one of the things you do that I like is you can take, if you go on sites like what's the site? Okay, you mentioned it before. When you go on there, you can buy bulk rolls of wire, you can buy weed barrier, all those things. And you can buy the bulk rolls of wire, that really thin wire. Say it again.
You talking about Vivor?
Yeah,
the one you
Vivor.
gave us, Vivor?
Yeah, VEVOR.com, Viva.com, and you can buy wires, and then you take your posts and put them up around your land, and put you 3 strings of wire, bottom, middle, higher, right there. They can't even see, animals can't even see it. It's not for you to trip them up, but as they walk nice and slow, they walk into it, so you ain't worried about them running and cut themselves up, that kind of thing. But you can separate the wildlife from your animals, those kinds of things, or you can use even the metal gates and stuff, because we have ours fenced in and got all kinds of wire grades on there, and got it up high enough so the animals aren't jumping in there, because the guy had it like that for a chicken coop. I turned it into a play area for the kids and put weed barrier down, posted it online. But you want to secure even your animals, to keep the coyotes and the wolves from eating your animals, because in the country you do have coyotes, you have wolves, you have bears, just like they said, and every once in a while bear gets a taste for meat, and your animals would be just that. And you'd be like, thank you for Fluffy, do you got another Fluffy? Because they will eat your small pets and dogs, so be aware of that as well.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen a lot of times.
Yes, ma'am.
Get involved with your community. Join local groups. Many rural areas have farming groups, gardening clubs, or volunteer organizations that allow you to meet like-minded people and contribute to the community. So I'm going to tell you, your local library, it may be like a shoebox, but go there because it's like one of your first links to the community. And then they have boards that post everything that's coming up. And another thing, if you go to a local farmer's market, chances are they will have your gardening club. If there's a like a vineyard or a winery, they also have a lot of events and a lot of things posted. And these are just things that are these are just places that would be actually close, like to your area, not like driving an hour out to the store. These are things that are actually close. They're actually local.
And you know, you can create your own clubs. You can create your own clubs in the country, in the rural area, and simply post them yourselves. So if you want to start quilting, instead of throwing away all the clothes because your kids all grown and gone, cut them up in small pieces, start quilting. YouTube has some videos on that, but then you can post that instead on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays or whatever. People come over and they learn to quilt, and we do Bible study. They learn to do this, and we do Bible study. We learn to do this, and we do Bible study. And I use all these, everything I do in the country with our real property, I use it as an opportunity for evangelism. I'm doing it with the contractors, because we got a good general contractor that brought in so many different contractors. He put them together, HVAC, plumbing, electrician, all these guys all do something different. And I get to see and talk with everybody, and come to find out it's the same situation. What we have, they don't have. What God has blessed us to do and learn, and we can share with others, but He also gives us opportunity. So country living, consider that an opportunity. Plus, now when you need stuff from these people, they're there for you. So consider that. Support them, support them.
Support local businesses. In rural communities, small businesses are often the backbone of the economy. By supporting local farmers, artisans, and shops, you'll become a valued part of the community. And another thing is you yourself, you could always put up a little farm stand right outside your yard. If you have like a big enough yard where you don't have one, it doesn't have to be like in your driveway, but you could put up a farm stand. That's something that I see a lot of people doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be talking about grants for a little while. For those of you who just came on, we are going to be talking about grants. Hey, son, you finna go? Come and give me say hi to everybody. Look. Oh, you look just like me. Army Strong. All right, see you later. All right, he graduates tomorrow morning, so but that's outstanding. So listen, there's so much here we can do with helping each other. There's so much here we can do with preparing. There's so much here we can do that's just going to be key. So I'm excited as we show them how to do businesses. We do businesses and everybody share with each other. I got like 4 or 5 riding lawnmowers, because you don't get rid of them. You save stuff, at least I do. And I needed a fan belt. They didn't have it. I didn't get it before we moved up north. So when I was buying them there, they were like $9 to $12 at the regular store. Up north, they had the fan belt. When you're out on the country property, the store in town has the fan belt. You know what that $12 fan belt cost me? $64. $64. So we can have our own business in the country and sell people things, but we don't have to charge astronomical prices because people have to go so far and get it. And we can sell a lot more and make a lot more money. So they did not have to charge me $64, but it taught me something. We need to be ready so when we get to the country, so we're not overcharged. But when we do business, we need to be fair and do fair trades with people.
Plan for long-term projects, property improvements. Over time, you might want to make improvements like building a barn or adding a greenhouse. Take these projects step by step and enjoy the process of making your land your own.
Absolutely. That is nice. So listen, my girls, as we looking at we got the contractors working, and my girls, I promised my daughters a tree house. So the contractors are so helpful because they, get all this wood, all these, good wood stuff, and they piles it up for me really nice and say, your tree house, your tree house, your tree house. I'm gathering up wood. I got so much because we plan long-term projects, but we also want to do sheds. I'm having a garage tore down. It's over 100 and something odd years old. We repurposed the bricks there. But it's cheaper for me now for them to put me up a different type of building that gives me more useful space. So I already planned out my workshop. We had already tied that in with everything. It's great when you can plan to build something. Then we had another gentleman who we originally got the land from. He says, listen, you need to fall these trees or break these trees down that's in the way, those kinds of things. That's going to be the wood to build your additional addition. So we plan those things in advance. So if God give you ideas, you're going to be shocked how much wood you can get from a tree and what resources you have on your own property. So plan those projects out. Look for the cheaper ways to do it and consult with other people and find out how they do it. And everybody in the community, somebody has a tractor, somebody has a lift, somebody has a boom, somebody has a wood mill, somebody has something. Everybody works together and come to help each other build. So plan those projects out and watch how much help you get from the community.
Sustainable living. Many people who move to the country become interested in sustainable practices like installing solar panels, rainwater collection systems, or growing a self-sufficient garden. Start with small steps towards sustainability and expand as you grow more comfortable with the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you want to be ready. Okay, we won't do 3. I'm going to go to some other things before we'll leave chapter 3 for now. So I'm going to talk about sustainability a little bit. We're going to go to grants. And before I do that, I'm going to give you some other resources that you need on your property. Thank you, Kay. Okay, so sustainable living, many people who move to the country become interested in these things and sustainable practices. But we need to know before people get to the country, you need to know before you get to the country what sustainability is. The ability for you to be able to take care of yourself and be on your own for any given period of time. You have to prepare for at least 30 to 60 days of sustainability. You have to prepare for at least 30 to 60 days of sustainability for several reasons. For one, in the event you get a major snowstorm, you get thrown in, or you get a major flood and you get washed out. You can have root cellars, have some up high, some down low. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your sustenance in one location. Have several places you can put some stuff. You can put some stuff underground. You can put some stuff up high where it's protected. And then make sure if you're putting it up high or in the ground, either one is in a protected case accordingly. Because mice, moths, all those kinds of things, you have to get rodents, you have to consider, especially in the country, because you got field mice, whether you like it or not. I don't care how beautiful and clean your house is. Once that field mice find a way in, he's just going to check and see how clean your house really is. He's going to go around looking for something. And so you want to make sure you hedge against those things, but prepare for sustainability. And that don't just include food. It don't just include water. It includes tons of things: batteries, first aid, toothpaste, mouthwash, deodorant, female products, male products, hygiene, whatever. All kinds of things you have to prepare for at least a month to 2 months of sustainability. And then in the event of when things start to crash, you have some resources. I always look at my sister Kay, who's just speaking, at that first aid bag she got. You're your first responder. So you got all this stuff, and then you can add to that various things. And as you talk to her. She's got various different kinds of bags you can add so that you can even help people in the country. Paramedics can't get there in some seasons because they're snowed out. You got something. You can talk to them on the phone. They can walk you through what to do when you got all these things, how to check the diabetes, the blood pressure, the heart rate, all those things, how to treat all that, and your medical missionary guides and the books and things they make on this. So prepare, and then prepare and be ready for all those things. Okay. So we're going to talk. I'm going to share some other things that you guys need before we move over to grants that you guys should have. So let me share my screen here. Any questions before we move on? Okay. So let me share my screen and then let me bring up this guide. Let's minimize this down. Any questions, you guys just let me know, please, because I can't see all the time everything here. And let's do a slideshow and let's do from the beginning. And I'm going to talk a little bit about is this beginning? Let's see. Most important things for country living and property for today. The first thing is God. Okay, trust God at His word. Trust God at what He says. He tells us. You know, if He's telling us to flee to the country, we know this for a reason, and we want to be able to listen to God and do what He says. And a lot of people do not. People choose to live for themselves and do what they want to do because they sit comfortably. You know, I'm witnessing the people that's got a whole lot of money versus people who have no money, and the people who got a whole lot of money got a nice house. So they're in no hurry to move to the country and not understanding that once they turn things off, which is going to happen, even the money you got in the bank is done, it's gone. If it was $1 million, it's no longer there. Who you gonna fuss at? What you gonna do? And now your $400,000, $600,000 house becomes kaput because there's no money there to be self-sustaining. Not only that, if the economy crashes and then the people crash on the street, whose house they coming to first? Are we going to rob an empty house that looks like nothing, or are we coming to that nice looking $400,000 to $600,000 house? So you need to be in the country for buffers, for sustainability and preparation. So make that happen. Start thinking everything's going to be okay for the longest. It's going to come to a head very, very, very shortly. Okay. So come out of her, my people. Revelation 18:4 tells you that. So we know that things are going to happen. Okay. So present day news reveals moral decline, economic instability, and disasters every day, everywhere. Okay. Spiritual and physical preparation for sustainability and obedience is key. So preparation technically is obedience. Preparation and sustaining, being self-sustaining is obedience, because God is not telling you just to go there and not do anything when He tells you to consider the ant. Does the ant prepare? Does he have sustainability? Absolutely. Look at the squirrel. Does he prepare? Does he have sustainability? He gets through the winters. Absolutely. And then the bear with his big old legs, he's still going to eat everything he can, then go live and go to sleep and won't wake up till just time. Wake up in the spring and ready to start eating again. But they prepare. So he eats the salmon and the berries and the nuts, and he puts on that heavy weight. We are human beings. God gave us power, love, and a sound mind, made us in His image and His likeness. We need to be able to prepare and be self-sustaining without people begging us and telling us the things that we need to do. Okay? All right. Decide to separate from the cities. Make a firm, prayerful decision to leave the cities. You have to just make up in your mind. Can you all see my screen? Can somebody tell me yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You have to make up in your mind that you are going to leave the city by whatever means possible. And I'm talking with young people every day that's making up this all the time, that's making up in mind, whether it be the wife or the husband or the grandma, or the old lady by herself, and they want to leave. But then we also want to match you up with people that are the same like-minded, has the same like-minded you to get out of the city, but their resources are limited or the people they can move with is limited. That's why we got the Tap Match app to help you all guys match up to help each other in one way or another. Even if you just giving people, and then we got the where you can talk to people in the chat to just motivate people. Everybody start lifting at this point. Start lifting each other up and helping each other, please, to get out of the cities. Downsize gradually. Now I'm gonna change this. Now you got to downsize almost immediately, because as you start to move to the country, it costs you money to get more stuff moved to the country, because 2 men in the truck ain't cheap. 2 men in the truck charge so much per hour and then so much per mile. So you want to downsize of what you don't need, sell it, fraction on the dollar maybe, but that becomes valuable because when you get to the country, you can now have a little bit more cash to work with, and you don't need as many things as you're going to find out. You're going to appreciate your space in the country, because you can literally stretch out. And then as you walk around your land, like we talk about all the time, you can literally look out and see, now I could put this shed there. I could put my she shed or my he shed or my workshop or a second garage or whatever. I could, or if I want to grow some indoor gardening, a greenhouse, you can do all that. So you'll start to see those things where you can put things as you start to work that land. So get out of the city, start to downsize and create a transition timeline. How soon can I get out of the city? Digitize. We're going to talk about how to digitize everything you got, copy down all your files, all your receipts, start closing stuff out, all those kinds of things. Grab you some property and get ready to go. Avoid waiting for emergencies or mandates. It's going to be too late once they declare these things. It's going to be too late for you. So secure the land that can sustain you. Get you some land that you can plant on and eat. Get you some land that you can live on, not a dry, barren ground. As you look to the right of that, you see a dry, barren ground. Look to the left, you see what it looks like to be wheat. Get you something that can be self-sustaining, that you can grow on, you can cultivate, you can harvest trees from, okay? You can live on, you can, if you got animals, you can feed your animals on. Get you something that benefits you. If it's land you can sell or share with others, those kinds of things, and bring your family together. Keep that great. Prioritize clear title and ownership. Make sure you clear that's a clear title. Do your due diligence checks and services. We help you with those things. And then ownership. And then you can, in Wisconsin, I tell people this, when you buy 40, 60, 80 acres, you spend additional $1,500. You can now break those down into 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acre, 5 acre parcels and sell those to other people and make a profit from that. I tell people all the time, some people call me and say, Brother Kevin, you consult, I need your help. I want 1 to 2 acres. I'm saying, I tell them quickly, I say it's easier to get 5 to 10 acres than it is to get 1 to 2 acres, because they charge more for smaller acreage in a lot of cases. It's easy to get larger acreages. And then it's easy to get something with outbuilders and stuff on it already. Those things save you money. You don't have to put up. You don't have to build or erect. If you get land with a used house and some things already on there, those things save you lots of money. Okay. And then also consider co-ops or shared farmland, because if you do shared farmland, you share the resources and you share the monies, and that gets you in a better position to go now and get your own property. Okay. And we're going to be talking about that we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff with grants and stuff in just a little bit, but I want you guys to know that these options are awesome out there. So establish a food sovereignty. Okay. You want to make sure that you have food. Okay, you want to make sure that you, even if you want to make a little money off of it, so things you can cook and prepare, and you can do them in bulk. If you can do a lot of canning in the summer, if you can do a lot of canning in the summer and still a little bit more in the fall, because you can gather food up from other parts of the country and bring it in, you got some stuff that you can now sell throughout the winter. Okay, coming into the summer, you got some stuff that you can now, coming into the spring, you got some stuff that you can now sell, because people like to get a different taste, or this, or apple butter. I do a good apple butter. I do a good pear butter. I do a pepper sauce. I can broccolis and all kinds of goodies, tomato sauces and pastes and all kinds of things. So the stuff, it's sellable, it's marketable. So consider all that as well. If you dehydrate. If you can, and preserve your produce. Start doing it now. If you've never done it before, there's a lot of sisters and brothers here that can walk you through that and show all that. I've done some videos with canning. We do the rocket stoves outside and we can all kinds of goodies. But YouTube has tons of videos. And our sister from Save to Serve, her and her husband, they do a lot. They do a lot of cooking and preserving and show you all the things, because she's doing a whole lot of farming. Okay, so there's a lot that you can learn. Save seeds and maintain seeds year-round. Maintain a year-round food system. Every day, every week, every month, every year, there should be something different and more you're storing up and adding up, and you want to build that up, not for waste, not for it to be destroyed, not for mice and stuff to come in, but to be self-sustaining and help others. So always be storing. When you get a chance to go to the store, buy more than what you need for yourself. Consider others and have it there. Make sure it's sealed and secured and taken care of. It's important. You will see it. We can't give you more warning than what we're giving you now, because when the time comes, you're going to say, I almost didn't buy this. But oh, Lord, I thank you I did. Because you won't get hungry off of what you should have got. But you will, you won't get full, I should say, off what you should have got. but you will get full off what you did get. You will have something in your belly when the baby's coming crying and the husband coming growling, the belly coming knocking. You'll be good to go. Okay. Install wells, rain catchment, or gravity-fed storage units. I'm doing a piece on PVC and PEX pipe to show you tons of different ways you did not know about how to do gravity-fed showers and solar. You can do solar showers with PVC piping and PEX piping. I'll show you all that later. That's going to be coming up. And some things in some of the next episodes, or some of the next episodes down the line. We got some good things coming up. Boil, filter, and sanitize all drinking water. Coming out your well, you're new on your land, you still want to boil it. You still want to filter, you still want to sanitize it. You want to know what's going on. Have your water tested so you know how much iron is in there, what needs to be done. If you need a water softener, all those things, make sure you get that squared away. If you're going to do a sandpoint well, you can do all that as well. Make sure you sanitize your water. You don't want to drink some parasites that's been underground for 6,000, 7,000 years, that kind of thing. Okay. Secure backup manuals and solar systems. Secure backup, manual, and solar systems. Secure. One of the things with some of the older solar systems and some of the older backup, some of them needed batteries. They needed the battery systems, and those batteries were costing $300 to $600 per battery. So things are changing now. So you want to make sure you got good, durable, long life batteries that you don't have to keep buying every 4, 5, 6 months. Costs a lot of money. Make sure the area of the house you got that stored in has good heat and insulation. It doesn't have to be the main house you live in. It can be its own separate building that has the solar stuff, all those things, the batteries, all those things there. It can be a totally separate building, but make sure it's secured, it's dry, all those kinds of things. Okay. And then for water independence and purification, you want to make sure you have all this stuff done. Okay, so get out of debt and the urban traps. You want to follow Romans 13:8. Oh, no man, nothing. Oh, no man, nothing but to love him. So try as best you can. Now, people ask me this. Lady asked me the other day, Brother Kevin, should I pay this off first before I sell my home, then move to the country? I'm like, well, then I find out, and if I'm consulting with any of you, I'll do the same thing. How much do you owe? Okay, on your home, what's your home worth? How much do you want to pay off on your home? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you got that much money where you can pay off what you own your house, you got that much money sitting, you can pay that off. Don't do it. Have your home appraised. Use the money, that big chunk you got that you was gonna put down on the house, put that down on the country property. List the house you have now for sale because you had it appraised. Let that pay everything off, and then it'll also pay off what you bought, because you know the new country home is not going to be as expensive because you're going to downsize, so to speak, and you get a bigger bang for your buck in the country. Okay, so oh no man, nothing but to love him, but don't go get this guy $80,000, $60,000 to pay off the house when you're gonna sell the house anyway. People think it's better if they pay it off before they sell it. No, appraise it first and see what it prays for. And a house builds up what's called equity. And if the equity can cover that and give you more money, you can leave the money you got and get your country property right away. That way you're not caught out. And that's just smart thinking. Okay, that's just smart thinking versus giving this person $60,000. Now the home is paid for, but yet you're minus $60,000. Even though it was in the equity in a way, you still got to wait to depend on the house to be sold. You know, that kind of thing. So you don't want to do that. So sell unnecessary assets to free up some resources. So there's a website called Bid for Assets, BID, the number 4 ASSETS, Bid for Assets. You can sell jewelry if people still sitting on jewelry, gold coins, silver, paintings. You can buy property, you can buy loans, you can do auctions, all kinds of things there. There's tons of ways you can get rid of stuff, Facebook Marketplace, all this kind of stuff. Let's start downsizing, selling stuff we don't need to free up resources. $500 to $2,000 goes a long way with buying cords of wood, buying bulk food, all those kind of bulk blankets. I remember we bought 2 cases of wool blankets, 10 sleeping bags, 10 sleeping mats, just things that we would put in storage to help other people that get caught out, or in the event of we get caught in the country where something goes out with the heat. Simplify your lifestyle and financial footprint. Stop spending and wasting money. Make things as simple as possible. You know, make things as simple as possible. Downsides. We are going to be talking about grants. I just want you guys to grab this information real quick, okay, with things that you need to do. So simplify your lifestyle and financial footprint. People, at least start these things right now. Don't just let Brother Kevin be telling you this stuff and then you bypass it. Start it and identify it. And one of the things you do, I talked to his sister, one of the things they do was they don't go to the stores often anymore. And they started fasting with that and they made it part of a fast piece. We don't go to, let's go to the store now every 7 days and then every 2 weeks, once every 7 days, then once every 2 weeks, and then once every 3 weeks, then once a month. And that way you buy a book. And then they were shocked at how much money they were saving. So consider that, okay? All right. So let's go to this. Build home health and medical missionary skills. Learn everything you can about medical missionary. It's free to learn in lots of cases because there's lots of writings on it. There's lots of books out there. There's even lots of YouTube, and there's lots of people and sites that teach it for free. And then some people got classes and courses you can take, and it's well worth the money because some of them get so in depth that it's unbelievable. We will be offering courses at Short Course Healing Proper, Short Course Academy soon as we launch in January. But the medical missionary, there's some courses that's so deep that it ain't funny. We got a presentation coming, I believe, next Thursday from a medical missionary, and she's also a dental hygienist, registered RN. Her and her husband are both registered RNs, and her medical missionary skills are overwhelming. And I think we're going to get a big presentation for her. Plus, she's going to be doing a workshop very soon, so you guys will know about that. And she did not want to come on till she had everything ready to give you all of herself. And next week was a Thursday. She chose to do that. So be here next Thursday for certain for this medical missionary piece. So don't go anywhere. We are going to talk about grants in a little bit. So learn natural remedies. Okay, hydrotherapy and herbal medicines is going to be key because a lot of people don't know why they're sick, why they got cancer. I just found out the gentleman that I was getting land from when we started leasing land at, stage 4 cancer. I'm like, we don't know these things because you're not in, you don't see people in so long. Another gentleman that we were getting our berries from, stage 4 cancer. Cancer is on the rise. And then when you look it up, and I need you all to do this today, you can even do it right now. It's not the Sabbath. Look it up on your phone. Is cancer on the rise on 25-year-olds? How many people did it take out in 24 and 25? And you're going to be shocked. From 25 to 50 years old, cancer is blown up. So you guys need to be aware of that. Keep first aid and home health kits. Get them, lock them up, store them. You are your first line of defense. You're your first line of paramedic, doctor, fire, whatever. Your first line because you're in the country. You don't know what hinders a person. Snow, ice on the road, anything, tree falling, anything. So these things need to be in your country property in your home because at night it's pitch black outside. Real quick, while we're talking about that, buy you lots of solar lights. Solar lights are on sale, especially even at the dollar stores now. You can get solar lights, and solar light batteries are on Amazon. You can get those that's rechargeable, the lithiums, and you can put those in yourself. But charge those solar lights up, and then put them all outside on posts. Put spikes in the ground, hang those solar lights up. At night, your pitch black yard lights up, and that's a benefit for you. And then you can even take those solar lights if you want. If you want to be, remember we talked about putting the shed up in the event of something happen, you got to go running. You can take those solar lights that charge during the day, take them in that shed, and now all of a sudden it lights up. No electricity there, but you got solar lights. You can bring those in your house. Turn your regular electric off. Solar lights all around the wall, lights up. Keep that in mind, okay? Combine physical healing with spiritual ministry. Physical healing with spiritual ministry. Get busy, people. Get busy worshiping and healing and working out and exercising and eating proper and all kinds of natural things that you want to do together and share that with others, okay? Almost done. Then we're going to talk about grants a little bit. Develop a working garden and orchard. Make sure it's something you like to eat, you like to do, and something that you can also bless others with. And it also produces you a revenue and a way to barter and or trade. So cultivate self-reliance through food production, practice soil restoration and composting. Kay talks about that. Other sisters and brothers talk about that all the time. I'm lending the credibility excellent to the journey. They had great presentations on composting, on soil restoration, all those kinds of things. Kay, our sister, and Brother Devontae, to give you such insight on how those things work as well. But look, there's tons of guides and insights on this that you guys can find through the ministry. Nobody should Nobody here should have not been doing some of these things already. Okay, grow perennial crops and herbs for long-term yield. Perennial crops, I know you all know what those are. Some people may not. It's things that grow back, things that grow back. So if you plant asparagus, it's about 2 to 3 years before you can eat the asparagus when you plant it the first time. But guess what? It comes back every year after that. Okay, lavender comes back every year after that. So lots of perennials that you can regrow, and it come back come back so often. Our sister Sharice tells you a lot of things. So if you go on her YouTube, Sister Sharice, I don't know the name of their website, but she's with Serve International, and Jose Lopez and her husband Jose. They do a lot of things with perennials. They do a lot of things with cropping. They teach you all kinds of insights on those things. They got an awesome website. Our sister's going to put that in the chat for you in a little bit. But you can learn a lot about perennials. That's money. Perennials is money. And if you got, 5 acres, 10 acres, if you just got 2 acres of something that continues to come back, that's a lot of sustainability you got there. So don't sleep it. Don't let it get destroyed. Make money from that. Okay. Adopt a simple plant-based diet. Let's start to eat proper. Let's start to eat what we eat should heal us. Base meals of grains, fruits, nuts, and vegetables. Avoid dependence on commercial meats and dairy. We know about commercial meats and dairy. So be aware of those things as well, okay? Eat seasonal and locally grown foods. So things that grow, don't try to buy that extravagant thing that's off season because it's going to cost you more. It's going to cost you more to have, buying that because people have to import it and bring those things in. So eat what grows in season, eat in season, not out of season. Eat in season, and locally grown foods will benefit you and help you so much that it's not funny. It's going to save you so much money. Okay. And then the things that you canned and or preserved and or hydrated can also be treats. It can be fruits. It can be all kinds of things. It can be nuts that you put up, all those kinds of things you can enjoy from those snacks and all the things that you preserved and put things away for. So consider what you like in the winter that you can't get, and those things you can preserve. So do that. And then strengthen families, security and awareness. Secure the home, secure the perimeter with lighting, locks, and plans. How do we fight against this? How do we hedge against this? If all the power go out, if we get snowed in, if we get frozen, the heat lines bust, the water lines bust, where's our drinking water going to come from? Hedge against these things. Not only should you have, should you have propane heat, you should also have electric heaters and generators. And we don't want you to run out. So God forbid you run out of propane and you just got to wait. The truck can't get in because the snow is 10 feet deep or the roads are flooded. You can hook up those electric baseboard heaters that you can buy, and it keeps the house going before everything gets cold. It's hard to reheat that house once it's gotten really cold. So pull out those baseboard heaters. We're in the North Woods, so we know we need propane, wood burning stove, space heaters, electric, all kinds of resource, and solar. We know we need all kinds of resources for heat. So also have plans on what to do, where to go. And that's why you want to establish your neighbor watch network, because as also if you in need, you guys should have a place where everybody can go. Like there's a tornado shelter, the warnings come in the country, where do everybody go? Well, let's go to Mr. Jed's farm because his barn has an underground bunker. But these are things you all can establish and know and work with each other for emergencies. Can I come to your house in the event something happened to our house? Or you can come to our house in the event something happened at your house. And you got food, water, clothes, shelter, first aid, band-aids, all kinds of things right there to help them out, okay? Maintain peace, not paranoia. Let your neighbors know you are there through the grace of God to be their help for them, like God is helping us, and you're prepared to help them and just be, something that's good for them. And through prayer and through fasting and through power, they're going to love you. Share the things that you have, okay? Redundant power heat sources, solar panels, wood stoves, and propane systems. We just talked about that. Prepare for the grid to go down. Listen to me, prepare for the grid to go down. Please prepare for the grid to go down because it's going to happen. So we're still going to talk about grants in a little bit. I just want you guys to be aware of these things. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It is happening. It is going to happen, and it is going to get worse. It's going to be a time of trouble such as never been before. We already know it's going to be terrible, bad things happening. We already know this, but such as never seen before. You have no way of measuring that. So let's not get just caught out freezy with the tips of our fingers and feet turning black from frostbite because we did nothing to prepare, or our bellies and become a skeleton because we have no food because we did nothing to prepare. And then we not get fat and be boasting because we did everything prepared but not helped each other. not helped others, or not shared this with others, let's take care of others as well. So prioritize simple, Sabbath-friendly energy systems. Okay? Prioritize simple, okay? Sabbath-friendly energy systems. We need to just get busy having a great time through the grace of God. Almost there. So create rural income streams. Remember, we talked about this, developing trade, online work, small businesses. Online won't be forever. At some point, that's going to be shut down. So if you got something to market, you got something you can sell on Facebook Marketplace, on some of the auction sites, get rid of it. Let's get it moving. You got something you need, tools, all those kinds of stuff. Look on Facebook Marketplace, and then look on Barter. There's bartering networks where you guys can actually trade off all the resources you need. Start doing those things and start bringing in stuff that you may not see you need today, but you may need it in the off season, those kinds of things, wagons, bikes, sleds, chopping tools, chainsaws, hand saws, anything you can get your hands on that you can use, go ahead and get those. Okay, start storing fuel, diesel, gasoline, oils. Start storing those so you don't have to run to town every time because you just need a quart of oil. You know how far you have to drive to get a quart of oil? Get you a couple cases of oil. I've got a whole case of windshield wiping fluid. Get you a whole case of oil. Get you cases of tape, cases of things you need, bulk matches, matches, sterno fluid, all those things. Sam's Club, buy the toilet paper, paper towels, buy these things in bulk so you don't have to keep making that trip for minute things, okay? And then imagine running out of bathroom tissue. Come on, we have to buy these things in bulk and do a inventory on the regular. So in the event of you do have to run to town for something, let's grab some other things that we're going to need too. So we don't have to do this again tomorrow, those kinds of things, okay? So focus on essentials, okay? Bartering skills, align your vocations with services and ministry, your skill sets, what you can do to help other people. Let's start to bring that into play. Let people know what those skill sets are. Get them on paper. Let's market those. Let's talk about those. Bring them to Brother Kevin. Bring them to the ministry. And let's share those with people. So if you got things you'd like to do, let me know, please, so I can get you on this platform or a platform, another platform, so we can let people know what you got, okay? We're still gonna be talking about grants in a minute. My sister said, make sure I let y'all know we're gonna talk about grants. But these are things you need to do now, and I want you to know that, okay? Prepare evacuation drills for your city property and your country property. Some people are going to be stuck where they are. Some people are going to be stuck where they are. If you're in the city, you're going to be stuck where you are. So prepare at least right now in the event you get stuck where you are. Where do your family go? Tell your kids. You may get trapped at work and your kids are at home, came home from school, and all chaos has broken out. And you might tell them to stay at home, but you might find out that somebody's already broken your home. So what's their fallback? Did you give them one? No, you did not. Okay, so then you guys meet me at Cousin Lily's house, for instance, or you guys wait in the garage, 4 garages up the road. Lay out plans, or meet me in a vacant lot or something. Lay out plans. So prepare for evacuation, do family drills, put your backpack on with water, clothes, emergency first aid, all those things, food. Put your backpack on, have the family put all their backpacks on, and you guys go for a 1 mile, 2 mile walk. If that's too far, go 1 block or 2 blocks or 3 blocks. But you got to get the feel of what it's going to take to do that and know you got all these things ready. So don't sleep that, okay? So prepare for evacuation and do drills. Conduct monthly emergency practices. Keep go bags ready with those essentials in them. Not things that perish, the perishable things that you got to take out at the last moment. If you got space, you can throw those in there, but make sure your go bags are already packed with things you need to be self-sustaining. Your life straws, your first aid, your matches, your fire starters, all those key things. Make sure all that stuff is already taken care of. Establish rural routes and communication codes. So if you call to your family and you give a code and the code was off by a number or a digit or a word, only you all know that, and that tells you either go rescue that person or get away from that person or not bring them together to meet. You guys will establish how you do these codes. You as family have to do these things now. You can't wait and expect somebody to understand it and know what you talk about. But you say, well, I said broken arrow, but they don't know what broken arrow means. You have to have clarity. So establish rural routes, which way we go in the country, and communication codes now that you guys know as a family and are friends. Okay. And then Protect religious liberties and consciousness. It's going to be key. Maintain printed documentation for Sabbath and belief. So if you can keep that Bible, if you can keep those scriptures, if you can store them with you, make sure you have them, and then share that with people. I had some young men from today read read from the Bible themselves, some military men. I had them read from the Bible themselves, the fourth commandment, God's commandments. I had them read and look up for themselves who changed God's Sabbath to Sunday. What's the original, God's original day? I had them read that for themselves. They had no idea. The first thing one of the guys said was Sunday. I said, read it for yourself. Now find out who changed it, the Roman Empire, and they were blown out of their socks. So what a great thing. So they know that. Know your current laws and rights. Be aware of your laws, your rights, your statute, no matter where they're at. They will be violated. They'll try to trample on your rights and your laws. But when you know them, you are right. You don't need to holler, fuss, kick, or scream, because now they want to get you on being indignant and doing other things. So be right and stand on it. God has you. Okay, remain calm, faithful, okay? Trust me, amid policy changes, these things are going to happen. You don't have to holler, fuss, gripe, threaten to shoot, those kinds of things. Those things get you taken down for a whole nother reason. But you do cry loud and spare not when you see other people doing things they know they should not be doing. But you as yourself, you have to remain calm when it comes to you yourself, that you don't get caught up, okay? So that's key. And then I'm almost there, almost there. Keep modest cash and tangible assets. Modest, not a lot, not a lot. Keep modest cash and tangible assets. So the money you keep on you, you're going to keep with you that nobody knows about, make sure it's enough for you to get what you got to get when you got to get there, get what you need when you got to get it. Okay. And tangible assets, stuff you can touch and get to that you can benefit from and or trade and or barter to get resolved. Okay. So make sure you do that immediately and don't touch that. That saves your life and your children's life, your husband, your wife, your family. Those things help you when you really need it. Okay. So we want to strengthen this financial, and we got to strengthen against all this digital stuff, all this stuff that's going on. Avoid total reliance on the digital system. Have some tangible money, some tangible assets, some things that you can actually use to trade that's worth something, and support local economies by and bartering. Buy from people, buy and keep exchanging monies or bartering and equal services amongst each other. That keeps us alive and keeps us out of the digital system for as long as it can. That's going to be key for us all to do, okay? Educate children in the country and home settings, okay? Integrate Bible study, agriculture, and trades. So when you're teaching your children Bible study, mix in some other things, agriculture, how to plant, how to grow, how to cultivate. My daughter now is growing garlic in our kitchen, so we got garlic kitchen, yeah. And trades, teach them some skill sets, some things that they can do and show them how easy it is. Because once you learn it, I tell my daughter, I say, once you learn it, it's in your head, it's yours. And you can use that and pull that out anytime you want. You don't have to look in the drawer for it because it ain't in the drawer. Or you might be somewhere where there is no drawer, but it's in your head. And you can pull that out and put that to work to feed you, to help you build things for security or growth or food or water or trade, all those things. So let's teach our children these trades. Teach moral, practical, and spiritual truth. Don't teach your kids to lie. Don't teach people to lie. Teach them moral. A person actually told me, well, that's your opinion. What's moral? What's moral? What's moral to you may be something different to me, but we know what God's morals are, what morals are, what the morals are. Okay. So teach your children and the people you serve moral, practical, and spiritual truth. Truth. Don't sugarcoat or hide anything. Okay, and guard against secular and worldly influences, the Babylonian influences. Don't settle for those. The Bible shows your kids watch. Be aware that a lot of things they believe in are not quite accurate, and sometimes some of them even lie. So be careful with what your kids watch, and be aware of what your people learn and where you learn it from, and what you teach, and where you pick it up from. We don't want to pass those things off to our children. We want to be very careful. Embrace health reform and immune strength. Follow the 8 laws of health, maintain hygiene and sanitation on your property, and practice preventive wellness. We want to be well. We want to be strong. We know what we need to do to keep our immune system up. My wife was just talking to me today about multivitamins and all these things the real stuff, substances and things we don't normally get out of certain foods, all those kinds of things. So you have to be ready for these things. Build local faith-based networks, okay? Join forums, rural mission groups, exchange seeds, skills, and prayer. work together as end-time ministry outposts. We want to work together as end-time ministry outposts. Everybody in every state should set up, all you in every state should set up something. And there's somebody on this Zoom. I should get 10 people on this Zoom. I see 64. I should get 10 people on this Zoom, but definitely I should get 6 or 10% of what we have here at least to say, I am now going to have a mission group or a ministry outpost or a seed exchange, or I'm gonna put together a prayer team or outpost in some kind of way. We are going to do something ourselves. And I should have those people let me know, Brother Kevin, this is what we're gonna start doing. And then we can start routing people to you, because there are people that's in every state that's still wondering, where's all your brothers and sisters in Tennessee? Where's your brothers and sisters in Texas? Where's your brothers and sisters in Oklahoma? Where's your brothers and sisters in Wisconsin? Where's your brother? People want to know who we all are, but you all are, a lot of people are scared to let people know where you are. This is not that time. No, this is time to let people know where you are so you can work together and help each other, okay? When the other time comes, remember, you'll know about that. You will know about that. So you don't have to worry about that. Right now, we should be busy building up ourselves, because the more we communicate with each other and work together like we should, like God says with brother and sister, the stronger we become. So keep that in mind, okay? So let's do that. And then maintain a prophetic literacy, watchfulness, literacy and watchfulness. Study Daniel and Revelations regularly, because every time you read it, something new comes up. Every time you read it, something new comes up, but it gives you such a memory recall as you start to witness with people, and it's just remarkable. And I'm in love with it. I'm in love with the book of Daniel and Revelation, because it's such a key talking point for me when I'm talking with people who are new, who don't know it because they didn't study like we study. It wasn't offered in the churches. Churches don't teach that. So stay informed on world events through spiritual eyes. There's a lot going on in the world we don't know about. And it shocked me 2 weeks ago when we found out about corn, that the corn was killing people. And I'm like, look at this. And that was here in the Midwest and all these areas, and how food cancer is on the rise, how poison meats are, meats and chemical meat now. They got these new kinds of mad cow diseases and all kinds of things that's going on. But then they got the wars, the rumors of wars, the famine, all these things that's so happening. And then look at what's going on with the third world countries now. Look at Gaza back at war again. It's biblical. It's here. It's here. He said it was coming. So keep legal and property documents secure, store deeds, wills, and medical records safely. If you can digitize a lot of that stuff, copy it, digitize it as well, get them on flash drives, get those things and get those stored. Use waterproof bags to take care of that, fireproof containers to take care of some things, and share access knowledge with family members. In the event of this is what these are, and here's copies of these, get those to me. Give me copies of yours that you need me to have. In the event situations happen, here's my family tree. But here's numbers and phones and documents and wills and insurance and all those things. Let some family members know what's going on. Please start sharing these things with others. If you don't get this stuff together now, you're really saying, it's not saying, hey, I'm going to die. That's not what this is. People scared to talk about insurance. I'm not going to die. I don't need to talk about insurance. But you need to have those things and let your family know where those things are, and who you can, so who has access to these things. Okay, don't get caught. Almost there. Okay, 20. Place prayer, worship, and mission first. Keep daily family worship. Make your home a sanctuary of peace. Live to serve. Country living is preparation for heaven. Okay? Keep daily family worship. Even when you're upset, even when you're mad, even when you're angry, even when you're growling. Somebody got hold of your favorite apple dish. No, but make your home a sanctuary, a place of peace. Make it a place of peace. Live to serve. Country living is preparation for heaven, because you're going to be providing the right things, the right peace, the right frame mind. You need to have all that skill set. You need to have all that laid out, because we got it's Christ by who we must be judged in order to get where we're going. So be ready. So in conclusion, watch, work, and worship, okay? So these 20 steps prepares the mind, body, and soul for the final crisis. Country living is faith in action, not fear in motion. Not fear in motion, faith in action. Country living is faith in action. You actually made that move to go out there to be self-sustaining. I'm telling you, it feels so good. And then you can just, my 9-year-old, I want to ride the lawnmower. They can just do all kinds of things. Let's go see this. So let's go play with the animals. Let's go do this. Getting them a petting zoo too this spring. So they have a little area. But there's so much you can do that is outstanding, because you're going to feel how free it is and how enjoyable it is. And that's your area, okay? So let every rural home become a light in a darkened world. Let your home so shine that at night, even neighbors know they can come there and get resolve and get prayer and get deliverance through the grace of God. Okay, keep scriptures, Revelation 18:4. You know, Babylon is fallen. Matthew 21, Proverbs 27:12. Know these things. Know what's here. Isaiah 26:20. And Ellen G. Wright references Country Living, the Last Days and Events in the Ministry of Healing, Adventist Home, and Testimonies for the Church, Volume 7. So start doing your due diligence, start doing your reading, and it's going to change your life. It's going to be awesome for you guys. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and we're going to start here to talk about some grants. So I want to thank everybody. Anybody got any questions before we move and talk a little bit about the grants and things that's coming up? So if somebody got some questions, get your hand up. Team, if you can see those hands, let me know. Or y'all unmute if you got questions. If not, I want to talk a little bit about the grants, and I'll start. If somebody got a question, I'm just going to keep going till you say something there or a hand goes up. I want to start with, what is it? If someone's here that wants to know, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, can we get a recording of this program here?
Say that again.
Can we get a recording?
Yes.
Of the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This Zoom is recorded now, so when it's done, it'll get posted. So it'll be right on the website.
Brother Kevin,
okay.
Yes. Let me make sure he's done first. Was that it for you, sir?
Yeah, the website, please.
Therearepeople.org. TherearePeople. Therearepeople.org.
Are people?
There are people. There are people in need and a God that can help. Therearepeople.org.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, somebody said, Brother Kevin?
Yeah, I got a question.
Wait, let that
Okay.
young lady go first, then I'll come right to you. Wait, that's the same guy or a different one?
A different guy.
Okay, let the young lady go right before you. Go ahead, young lady.
thank you. I'm really quick. What are your thoughts on like vodka for tinctures?
Vodka for tincture. Here's the deal. Here's the deal with vodka. Seriously. Consumption of an alcohol for drunkenness, we know, is a sin. Those strong things. But there are things that people use for various things to do with alcohol. Are you drinking it to get drunk?
Absolutely
so-
not.
Oh, absolutely not. And then the amount you're using is minute, because one thing vodka does is it evaporates. It does evaporate. So you have to use pretty much your own discretion with that. I have not done such a deep dive search in it to say whether it's good or bad for a person for tensions, because I don't know what it does for with the tensions, but alcohol is used. The corn that I'm selling, which I'm running out of, is it make a grain alcohol with that. And that alcohol was used for tensions and sap, things people used it for back in the day. And that's history. History knows those. I need you guys to mute, please. And there's a lot of people talking. Mute your lines. Hello, if you can hear me, mute your lines. Mute your lines. Mute your lines. Thank you. So use your discretion with vodka for tinctures. Okay, so I can't be liable for that, but it does serve a purpose. Vinegar for various things serves a purpose, but the Bible tells us vinegar is to the teeth as smoke is to the eyes. And you don't want smoke in your eyes, but vinegar does serve a purpose. And some of those things, some people ingest it in some ways to help with things. So use your discretion.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, now, the gentleman, sir,
Okay.
you had a question. Yes.
Yeah, the question I have: what do you recommend for communication, like the power grid goes down?
CB radios, but the power grid goes down. If you got generators and car batteries, you can only keep those charged for so long. But I'm also producing a manual on how you can use an alternator, right? Spark plugs and a battery that you can pedal to regenerate power so that you can use a CB radio and or walkie-talkies for communication. And if you make sure you guys have, that's why preparation is key. If you guys make sure you have certain things for that, there's even PVC piping that you could use to generate electric. And you guys don't know about this yet. I got something coming for you. But the more you do right now to hedge against that power going down, you're going to be good to go. Okay. But CB radios, citizen band radios, because it doesn't have to be tied to anybody's frequency. You can even buy your own base station, so to speak, and then put up your super tower. If you guys are and camouflage that in a tree where people won't even see it. Here we got 100 feet, 110, 120 feet trees, 120-foot trees. I'm not exaggerating. We have trees, pines in the North Woods that's humongous. You can hide wires, antennas in those trees, and you can reach people from long distances. Okay, so camouflage is all key for CB radios because you got ways you can do power generators. You see people pedaling a bike in the room on television, and it produces electric current, and then they're stored in the batteries, and then you connect your CB radios, and then you get on there. All right, this is the Christian Cruiser. Christian Cruiser, I'm reaching out to the Rubber Duck. Hey, Rubber Duck, come on in. So CB radios. Y'all like that Rubber Duck CB talk? Okay, anyone else?
Now, I was just gonna say, is there a special or specific type CB radio? Because I drive truck and I just have a regular 40 band radio, like
I'm familiar. That's it. But that's it. But the antenna, remember, you know how you can read, because there's people that do ham radios and they talk across countries. Literally, we lived down in the counties of Illinois way back in the 70s, and people were reaching Cuba and Jamaica on ham radios because they had the big, tall, look like TV antennas, and they shot across the country like it was nothing. So don't underplay your 40 channel Midland radio, Cobra, and all those kinds of things. So get you good antennas and mount those on the roof. Make sure you got your guard against a shock or electricity. To make sure they're well grounded. But don't sleep those. Don't do it.
Gotcha.
Yep. Don't sleep them. Yep. Someone else? Anyone? Okay. So if anyone, there's someone had particular questions on grants, go ahead and ask me any particular question you have on grants, because me, I'll jump right into the grants. But if you got any particular questions on grants, go ahead and either raise your hand, or if I can't see you, my team can't see you, go ahead and unmute. Anybody got specifics on grants you need to know first? Somebody did, and when you do, just let me know when you're there. Somebody wanted to know if there were grants available for people that's on disability. Okay, how do I get a grant? I'll answer that question for you, Jack. I'll answer that for you just a little bit. Somebody want to know if there's grants available for people on disability or SSI. Okay, that's disabled or SSI, Social Security, all those kinds of things. Absolutely. There's lots of grants available for people that's injured or SSI or Social Security or fixed income. However, before I go to however, plus there's people within that agency that'll help you get that grant and develop your business. Now, if you're only making a few dollars, it won't affect your income. But once you start to make lots of money in that grant, then the program and stuff that you're on, the SSI and all those things will be cut off, because now you have a sustaining business because of the grant. So there is ways that you can get grant, but then you apply for grants that you can make a lot of money of. Okay. So then someone asked, how do I get grants? Know what it is you're looking for. There's tons of grants out there. There's hundreds and hundreds of grants, thousands of grants out there that when I tell you they literally go unclaimed every year, that's exactly what happened. There's billions of dollars. I put on the end of that because there's billions of dollars of grants that go unclaimed every year. And people say to some of the silliest things, it's too good to be true. It's a gimmick. It's a scam. It's a scam. Who gimmicking and scamming you? There are grants that go unclaimed. One thing we do different through the grace of God, and I prayed on it before we start doing it, is asking God, how can we put this together to show our people how to get these grants? And what we're showing you doesn't even cost you nothing, did it for free. So grant episode 0, I should say, we launched describing the grants and what's coming up. Then I did episode 1 that's already posted. It's on our website. There are people -YouTube. It shows you how to get micro grants from $500 to $25,000. Technically, micro grants go to $100,000. Depends on which foundation or area you get it from. Then we did $500 to $25,000. Then we went from $25,000 to $200,000, and then $200,000 to $1 million in episode 3, and then episode 4 we went from $1 million to $30 million. Not only do we show you how to get the grants, how to go about them, we'll walk you through them, show you A to Z, show you how to apply for them. But then as we start, if you can't get it from there, we also do consulting, where we actually set together a package for you, A to Z guides, structure, businesses that you can start, how to set that up, how to form your company, how to form your board, all kinds of stuff. So we do have a for-profit where we help you do those things as well with consulting. So look at our webpage, there are people.org, hit the consult tab, we'll help you there. Then we also have, and you don't have to use our people, we also have grant writers. So but we show you even how to find other grant writers, as you know how to do. You just Google them and look around and find out anybody that fits your needs. So the next episode I'm launching and still haven't had a chance to do it because the government shut down and we wait, and so a lot of people are on furlough. But it doesn't just have the .gov. I see you, Mike. Give me just a minute. It doesn't just have the .gov. It has philanthropists and named foundation grants too, and it goes to $1.6 billion. I use the military as an example because that's a multi-billion-dollar industry because everything they buy from civilian users just like yourself. And I'll show you the companies you can match up with to sell food to the military or to other countries. So these grants allows you to do all kinds of things because other countries buy billions of dollars of produce or items and everything from us here in the United States. These grants allow you to become a part of that business. The government set it up for you, but a lot of people are so scared, they don't know that you can get 20 million, 30 million, 50 million, $70 million grants to do businesses with other countries legally. It's super awesome. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Mike G, got your hand up. Go ahead, Mike, unmute. Okay, and then somebody said something. I'm not seeing those chats. So somebody have to read.
All right.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. So what I was asking is, I think you're going in line with the question I was going to ask. When you get a grant, if you get a grant in the U.S., can you get a grant to use outside of the U.S.?
It depends. It depends what you're doing. So so can you get the money and take the money and use it in another country? Usually no. However, if that grant is specifically for something in this country, that's why this country gives you that grant. But what you can do is be successful with what you do in this country and make a very decent salary that you can take that salary money and now go do what you want to do in the other country. Because say you think big, Mike, and you say, I want to do a $20 million agricultural business in the States for food deserts and for other states that doesn't have it like areas that have dry land all the time and people can't get enough nourishment there, or cities like New York, Chicago, Milwaukee, places that have food deserts because all the big grocery stores are left out for whatever reason, so people can't get nourishment. The government gives you money to grow all this in the urban areas and move that there, and so that business is now making money. They gave you money to grow the food. You take the food in and you sell it, you're making more money, which is yours. Just keep track of your records and everything. Now you make enough money, you take that money, you only needed, say, $200,000 to do something in Jamaica. Just use Jamaica as an example. That was your salary you made because you grew all these vegetables and you sold them in the cities in the food deserts. Now you take that $200,000 in Jamaica and grow another business and help other people out, that kind of thing. So there's ways to do those things. So when you see me on that, I'll walk you through those.
Okay. So did you pick up the accent why you choose Jamaica or what?
I got an accent in Jamaica. I have not been there yet, but I'm going. No, we got enough sisters and family members and brothers that's from there, and I can't wait to go. I got to get to Canada. I got to get with the UK. I was in the UK, not in the UK. I was online with the UK 2 Sundays ago for 3.5 hours, and my accent started to change. I had to pull it back. But it's just going to be great when God's people can all come together.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, go ahead. So who's next?
Okay, so I'm next. Brother Kevin. So the question was kind of asked by Mike, like taking the business to another country. So that was one of the understanding that I thought it was said that you could do the business, get the grant here, and it can also use in another country like the island, Jamaica, Trinidad, and
No.
all those countries.
No, I never said that. What I said you can do is do the business here and be successful at it. So say you're going to do the business here, okay, and you want to borrow $100,000, but you know you got to need to do something in Jamaica that's going to cost you $50,000 to $75,000 to $80,000. The business you're going to do here that's going to take you $100,000, make it $1 million business. Write a bigger grant, and now your salary could be the $100,000, so to speak, or then plus your grant, the business your grant has produces produce that can make you another significant income. That'll be ongoing forever. Now you got, or until Christ comes, now you got other financial revenues immediately in the first and a half year. And that first year, that first season, that harvest season, and that selling season. Now you got resources where now you can take that money and go to Jamaica and do what you want to do. So think bigger is what I'm telling you all. There are ways that you can do things to do things there. Now, but there are also grants in Jamaica. So don't underestimate Jamaica, because a lot of people now with foundations and philanthropists just put up a lot of money there. So I'll do some more research into Jamaica on Monday as more revenue and stuff is starting to come in. If it's Jamaica we're talking about. But when you start to do grants, there's strategies there. And then also, if you have family members there that travels here that's got dual citizenship or paperwork can come back and forth, put them on your payroll here. Now they also got a salary that goes back there, which is worth more money than what's going on right there. And they got something that can help with the immediate need. And with micro grants and some of the other small grants, they pay out in 2 weeks to 30 days. So you're talking money you don't really have to wait a long time for. But no, you can't just take the money here, get a grant, and then take it over there, because when you go to do your audit, it won't match up, and you'll be in fraud. It's fraud, it's theft. You go to jail, you get in trouble, those kinds of things. But not when you use your salaries, okay, or not when you generate another revenue and you're growing stuff. Because if you did a grant to get seeds to grow food, that's what you got the grant for. So now you got seeds. Did you grow food? Yes, that's what the grant said you were going to do. Now you're selling the food. That's your business. See what I'm saying? So now that becomes a revenue that you can help your family with in Jamaica.
Okay, so the question, the thing is that you can have the business here and put them on the what do you call it, on the company as a worker.
If they're working here, not out of deceit or deception, that's a sin. Put the on there. Sin, if they can come and work here, and they've got dual citizenship, an American citizen, or they're a worker on your property here, then yeah, you can put them on the payroll, those kinds of things. But they have to be in the country. Remember, I'm going to always tell you what's above ground. I'm just not going to compromise with anything that's wrong. So it would be a sin for you to have people in Jamaica say they're on the payroll and they're not on the payroll, when it's so easy for them to be on the payroll. So you can work with families and cousins and brothers and sisters that's here. It's not hard.
Okay, so the other question, how long normally is this grant once you apply for it? What's the time period of those grants?
That totally depends on you, your business, your compliance, and the grant. So that now you're gonna have to book me as a consultant, because you want to know how long the grant gonna be. No, that's totally dependent on you. When you apply for the grant, again, your compliance to meet the needs of what the grant is asking for, make sure your company is sound, who you are, they need to know who you are, who's the beneficiary of the grant, how do you see the grant being compliant or being at the end of the period. And then you meet and make sure you're compliant, all your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, all those things, and you submit that at the right time frame. The bigger grants that serves, a couple 500,000, a couple $1 million may take up to 6 months. However, micro grants, again, from 2 weeks to 30 days, some grants 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, that kind of thing. And it's well worth it when you're talking about that kind of money, because if you don't do anything, 6 months roll around, you'll wish you had it. And then you have to wait another 6 months. So it'll be so worth it. So be compliant. And as you meet with me and we talk and we do consulting, or our team, they're going to tell you, put everything in place so that you can be compliant. And we want to stretch your mind out to do something different, because all this money is going ungotten. These billions of dollars are going every year and nobody's getting it. That means you can apply for a larger grant and get things going, get a lot of work done. Okay. Oh, there's 4 people with their hands raised. Okay. I only see K. I can't see the rest. Let me see if I can make my screen different so I can see more. Okay, there we go. All right. I see you guys. Let me do this. Bear with me while I get this right. Okay. I see Pauline. Let me give you the order. I see them. Pauline Atwood. Then I see Keisha K. And then I see Mike G.
Okay. Good night, Brother Kevin.
Good night.
My question is, if you apply for a micro grant and further down the road you need a bigger grant, can you apply for a bigger grant after receiving a micro grant?
You can apply for a bigger grant at the same time you receive a micro grant. You can apply for 50 grants at the exact same time. And then once you get approved for one grant, you can take that same approval, that same letter and the way you wrote that and reapply for 10 more grants just like it from 10 different groups. There is no limit on that.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
no
Thank you
deceit.
so much.
Your plan is not to deceive or defraud anyone. Your plan is to grow a business that's sustainable. And if all these places have grant money, you use every single penny that's available.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Okay. All right. Keisha K.
Yes, good evening, Brother Kevin. Thank you so
evening.
much. This has been a wonderful, wonderful Zoom call. I'm interested in your grant writing information.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
give that again, please?
Yes, the healingproper.org. Go to the website healing proper, because you want to heal proper when something hurt. And we heal spiritual, physical, and financially through the grace of God. So healingproper.org. And I think you'll see the grant area there. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let's see who we got after Keisha K. Keisha, you got to put your hand down for me, so I'm gonna keep calling you. And then Mike G.
Another quick question. I know here in America that we have this minority system where there are programs out there for minorities. And not only that it goes even further down to women. Now, for a grant, say a husband and wife wanting to go for a grant, would it be best to do it under the female or on the male?
Okay, here's the deal. If you think now I'm be the first one to tell you there are minority grants. There are minority grants for women, so women get a double minority, black or white. But I'm gonna also tell you this, and I would be wrong if I didn't tell you. If you thinking that small, that's an issue with me, because you can apply. Listen to me, please listen to me. I retired a private investigator for 30 years. You can apply, seriously, you can apply for a $50 million grant just as well as you can apply for a $100,000 grant. Same qualification. It doesn't have to be a black, minority, whatever. I show you literally how they want you. They want you to have their board. They want you to be compliant. They want to make sure you got sound structure. They want to make sure your bank account is established. They want to make sure you are a real company. Same paperwork. Same paperwork. Well, micro grant paperwork may be slightly different, but when you start to move toward 100, 200,000, same paperwork. Multi-million dollar, they just want to know the companies are there, who you're buying from, that you're doing your triple request quotes for prices. Because if you want to buy 50 cars, make sure you get 3 quotes. If you want to have the house built or the building built for the store, make sure you get 3 quotes. They want to know all this when they look at your preparations, all those kinds of things. So don't think small, but yes, if you had to go with a minority grant, there's grants so much bigger than that though. I'm just got to tell you. But a woman, black minority grant is big, and then just black grants, minority grants themselves all across the board are real big, and they are what a blessing. With a call I got, there are people that's waiting to move those grants through. Y'all don't know that yet. I just told you something you don't know. There are people ready to help you. Once this piece is over, what they got going on now, a lot of those people are on furlough. Once that's over, you guys need to be all over these grants. So you need to go to the sites and start looking at stuff, but a lot of people are on furlough. Now, those are the gov grants, but there are other grants that are not on furlough. These are from foundations and philanthropists and BP Amico and bigger companies and corporations like that. So these grants are available now. That's why I said there's over $1 billion. I could really say, and I don't know the number, I could really say there's over $10 billion or $20 billion in grants that go unclaimed, because all of these multi-trillion dollar, billion-dollar companies have money for you. They just do.
Wow. All right. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Who else? Who else has that hand up? Okay, Mike G, put your hand down so I don't call you no more. And then I want to make sure I got everybody. Am I missing anyone? Can somebody read the chat for me? Let me know if anything's there. There's 39 pieces in the chat. But these grants are available, but I do not want, okay, please repeat the name for the website to the grant consultant. Contact for the grant consultant. Well, we got a grant consultant and a grant writer. I'm a grant consultant. My wife's a grant consultant at healingproper.org, or you can go to therearepeople.org and look in the contacts. Okay, well, the consult tab, and you'll see my name, you'll see our team, different members in there, and book a consultant, and we'll match you up. Okay, but when you actually want the grant writing and you know the actual grant specifics and what you want to do, then you go to one of the grant preparers, so to speak, because you got a grant writer and a grant preparer that helps you get everything in order for what the grant writer wants. And you'll make sure you are compliant based also, because they'll help you read the grant that you're applying for, so that when it goes to the grant writer, he'll tell us everything we need to have up front before he starts to work and make that happen. So we got several things. So just reach out to me. Go to therearepeople.org, look under our consult tab, Kevin Fuller, all our team, Kay Watkins, Devontae, Trudy. We got lots of people. We got people, and we'll help you out. Rita Fuller, my wife. So we'll help you out. We got you. But you don't have to use us. There's anybody. You can go to anybody, because I don't want nobody to say that's them, that's what they do. But I'm just telling you, we put God first in everything we do. Okay? Okay, Gavin raised his hand. Gavin, go ahead, Gavin.
Yes, sir. Yeah. How long do these do they audit you for these grants? Is this a lifetime, or is it a certain time you have to pay about the money?
Usually it's that first year. If you get a grant that's you've got it based off 5 years, you're going to get it audited every year. But usually it's that first year. You have to always be audit ready for when compliance comes. So at the end of that first year, because you want to, if you just got it, Gavin, for that 1 year, it ends after that 1 year, and they have to come in and verify that the funds were used like they wanted to be, like they were supposed to be used, that all your T's were crossed, I's were dotted, and everything was fine. Because that's key, for one, to make sure there was no fraud. You have to have all your receipts, tracks, records, dates, times, all those things you have to have all those, okay? Because you can go to jail because you went and bought toilet paper out that grant money, and toilet paper wasn't rolled in there. And I'm saying that not to be gross, but to show you how minute that people have done in the past. So that's why we show you how to be compliant with everything that you do. But if you want to get that grant approved for the second year, Gavin, that's why you want to make sure everything is in order, because the audit's going to come at the end of the year, show me everything, how everything was spent, blah, blah, blah. Even if you got surplus, that's fine. But they want to know everything was in order, just like it's supposed to be, and even all the way down to being tax ready, showing you had the quotes, the offers, the bids, what was paid, this was done, the salary was right, nobody was overpaid, nobody stole any dime, everything is in order, receipts are tight. That's what your accountant is for, your legal team is for. Then when you get to the end of the year, they say, yep, everything's good. Then you reapply for an extension or resubmission of funds for a newer grant, okay? So it can be on and on and on and on. But however, if you see the grants only for a year, you got to make sure you comply within that time frame that you said you use it. Okay, anybody else? Okay, so let me know, guys, and then yep. And we're going to start to put more information out here for you. I just want you guys to know that these funds are available, and people need to get busy getting at it. And people again, stop thinking, we just don't have enough time. Remember the stone that came down in Daniel that bothered King Nebuchadnezzar, who is now dead. He's part of your history. He was the greatest empire to ever rule. Then came the Medes and Persians. Then came the Greeks. Then came the Roman Empire. Then come apostate Protestants mixing back with the papacy. Then that stone comes down and hit the feet. Do you know that's where we are? I don't know if the stone's been thrown already. We do know that we're in the last generation. I mean, we just don't have a lot of time. And the only reason I'm able to talk to you today through the grace of God is that God has extended and gave us a little bit more time. So let's get busy, okay? And do everything while we can so we can get to the country and enjoy ourselves. Nicole, I see you. How are you?
Sorry,
Nicole?
trying to get unmuted.
There
I'm
you go.
doing pretty good. Just another question. As far as getting a list of grants, because trying to just come up with ideas and figuring out what we may want to do or what we can do or what family members may be able to do, how do we get a listing of the types of grants that are available so that we can just look at them and look at the criteria and get an idea?
Several things. There are various websites like grants.gov that you can register with for absolutely free and just look at the categories of the grants and then look at, the compliance. Or And you can book Kevin Fuller. We'll sit down and talk about business that you can do, and I can show you all kinds of grants. And as I start to pull everything out of you, and we partner up, so to speak, like your business is my business. I always tell people, and I want to know how I can make this grant nice and big and ripe and fat and juicy as we speak, so that it gives birth to success. So as we sit down and talk about that and pull out all the deals and everything, all the ideas and everything you have, we start to crunch all those things in and do some programming, and comes up with some serious resolve. And then we put together that the business can be successful the way you're doing it, because we do research and find out there are grants available for that. And then I'll do an A to Z guide of grants that and how to get through those grants. Once we find out they're there, we come back with a grant bank, which is a bank of grants that's compliant with exactly what it is you do want to do, because Brother Kevin helped pull those things out of you so that you're not wasting your time and then make that happen. So there is something for everybody. So I just like to pull it out of you and help you get those things going. And then you'll get an A to Z guide on which ones you apply for first, which ones are more likely to give you money, whether it be for .gov or a family foundation, those kinds of things, which have a lot less, restringent policies and all those kinds of things. So I help you get through those. That's what we do. That's my consult. That's my 9 to 5.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Nicole, put your hand down for me if you don't mind. Unless you got another question. Okay. So keep these in mind. There's a lot of things that we can do. There's a lot of property. There's a lot of houses for sale. There's a lot of real estate for sale. There's a lot of people that need product and need housing and need services. So if you want to, I'll tell you what money's available right now. Okay, helping youth, kids, teenagers, young people, helping them to get jobs, be stable, to stay out of trouble, to further their education, increase their knowledge power, to buy them homes, to help them become productive members of society. These people are there, okay? So there's a lot going on there. Helping the elderly, building home repairs, agricultural, growing food deserts, all kinds of things like that. Lots of money there. Starting schools, starting foundations, lots of money there. There's lots of money. Forestry, studying the water, studying the air, feeding the animals, looking at the erosion of this, looking into global warming. Lots of money there. You don't have to be a scientist to research to know these, to start doing these things. You can literally walk the forestry and do things and get paid to do that. These are salaries for you and you just keep records and tracks, and they'll tell you where to send it, and you can post your studies. You can make yourself a scientist right off the bat. Lots of money there. So there is money, or this government lockdown piece we got for SNAP benefits. That money for those grants is still sitting there, but the people are on furlough. But then you also have the foundations and the philanthropist groups and the other businesses that's not part of the government. And I always say like BP, Amoco, or Kellogg and other names like that. So there is still billions of dollars there other than the government that's waiting on y'all. Not waiting for you, waiting on you. So there's lots of resources. So you don't have to think small. And my brother who talked about the women and the minority, I went, trying to apply your thinking small, because you can apply for big grants like that, because there are African-American women that are so successful and beyond rich that you don't know about, because you don't hear about a lot of them in the media, because it only brings them headache. But there are billionaires, African-American billionaires, male and female, that's tremendous. There's a lot out there, and they do businesses that you don't know about. And that's what I'm trying to show you all, how you can do business with companies and agencies you don't know about. And because you do qualify for these grants, whether you're black, white, green, or gray, apply for them, walk you through it, get them, and then you're going to match up with other people you don't know about. And you can employ family members, friends, everybody, all kinds of things. And then you can start opening up businesses in Jamaica and Canada and Panama and everywhere else. Okay. Something I missed, that there was a chat that came up, but anybody got anything specific, anything else that you need to know about as it relates to grants? So this $1 billion piece, I'm going to talk big numbers. I like talking big numbers just for a minute. This big number piece, the reason why we don't think we can do that, because our mindset, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, please work with me, I'm not trying to insult anybody. Our mindset has been set to where we're used to doing the 9 to 5, making those 40 hours, getting those 40 hours in, a little overtime. You have to blow that up. You have to burn that up and throw that out. When they say the sky is the limit, I'll ask people, why? Why is the sky the limit when the stars are higher than the sky? You know what I mean? So we have to think like that, because who is our God? So keep that in mind. Okay. Okay, you got another question?
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, Brother Fuller, there's a question in the chat about how can we get grant like to pay off student loan or something like that. Is there something that can go that way?
Start a business and use the salary to pay it off. Start a business. You said student loan, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what it says.
what did they go to school for? Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
say they went to school for nursing. I'll show you. That's what we do. I'm a private investigator for over 30 years, and I was a business investigator. That's how I know the stuff that I'm talking about. And well, let me take that back. And through the grace of God and God first, that's how I know what I'm talking about. So if you want to pay back a student loan, start a business of what you went to school for. There's money for it. Then use your salary to pay that back. And then we can research more grants. But typically the grants to pay back, they cut that out, the grants to pay back the student loan. The purpose of a grant is so that you can be successful in something. And there's lots of money. So if say you got a student loan of $47,000, but you have an opportunity to get a $10 million grant for agriculture, that $47,000 don't mean nothing. You got a $10 million grant for agriculture. Now you pay off that with your salary.
Okay, so does it say it have to be what you did in school?
No. I'm just giving you an example. No,
Okay.
it can be teaching people to throw horseshoes if there's a grant for it. But we'll find a grant that meets the criteria of what you're looking for, or you can conform or change, transform what you're looking for and find other interests and other things that you can do, and then partner with someone else to be self-sustaining in that field, or be successful in that field, and you'll go that route for a grant. That's what we do. That's what HELP does. And you guys can do that amongst each other. Again, I'm continuing to tell you that you don't necessarily need someone. In the event you do, we're available. I'll show you how to do that. And it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay.
Okay, so therefore, if you want to go to school to do something, it's best to get a grant before you start for the schooling that you want to do of choice, right?
I'm confused. What do you mean? If you want to,
Okay, so you don't have any debt and you want to go to school and you need
okay.
the grants are out there. It's best to apply for the grant.
Oh yeah, I would start a business. Honestly, education is key and it's sharp, it's awesome. But do you know you can get grants without having any kind of education and you can already make yourself rich? Again, there's grants right now for you to buy multiple land in the rural areas to grow food to bring back to the urban areas. So cherry tomatoes is 75,000 to 200,000 per acre. So if you can buy you a 90 to 100 acre property and put together a proposal and put greenhouses on there and rent lease equipment, and you can grow 10 acres to 20 acres of cherry tomatoes and corn and cabbage and beans and sprouts and do you know you're a millionaire that year and that very next year? What are you going to school for? See what I mean? Think that way. Change your way of thinking. No, don't mean you don't go to school, but now it means you can go to school already paid for because you already made the money to do that. And then now that farm we're talking about that you're going to get through this grant, you're not going to even work it. You're going to hire because now you own the company. You applied for the grant. You were smart enough now to hire somebody to manage it and run it. And now you can go to school because your salary is in that grant you got and it's paid for. Not paid for, paid for.
Okay, thank you.
Think different, but legally. Okay, you started that business. That was your dream. That was your idea. So now you hire somebody to do that. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gavin. Gavin, are you there?
I'm sorry, I didn't know you called me. Sorry. Yes, I just want you to touch a little bit on the food industry. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the
Talk a little bit loud. Gavin, talk a little bit louder for me, closer to the phone.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. That's much better.
Okay. Yes. I wanted to see if you could elaborate more on the food industry. Some of those big grants right there. You touched a little bit about buying property and all that stuff. I'd
Let me
love
tell
to
you.
hear more about those big grants.
Great. Thank you so much for that. I'm here right now. I've been in the Army. I don't have my Army hat with me. You see my video, you see it on it, but I'm here on an Army base right now. I'm in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Fort Sill is one of the original military bases that when the Native Americans was here on the land. Fort Sill is humongous. It's actually a large country. It's humongous. I mean, you know how you usually get stores that's in the community around the military base. All the major stores and all that stuff is actually here on the military base because you don't know it's a military base. The highway runs right down through the middle of it, but all of it is military. You'll never know it because it's all your clothing, Walmart, everybody's here on the base because it's that big. I said that to say this. The military buys every single thing it uses from contractors. Contractors are not military, they're civilian. They're you, Gavin. They're Kay, Nicole, Mike G, Exodus in the Journey, everybody else is on here. You can sell something to the government. All the food they use, the plates they eat off of, the towels, the toothbrushes they brush their teeth with, the rags they wash up with. I can even show you how to buy all that. But I take it one step further. I show you the companies they buy from. You can now bid on those grants. I'll show you how to get to those military grants. And I'm just using the military because it's one of the bigger companies. Remember, not just military. There's government agencies in other countries that buy from Americans. So they'll buy from you too. And the grant gives you the money to sell them that product. The point I'm talking about with the military is the military has to have these apples and oranges that the troops eat every day. They have to get it from somebody. Okay, this shows you how you be that person that provides 3 apples a day per soldier, times 7 days a week, times 365 days a year for 3 to 5 years, depends on the contract. Okay, and how you buy those apples below wholesale, and the government gives you the money to do that, and how you can partner up with the bigger companies that sell them, but you come in as a minority piece because they gave you this grant for that particular reason. Okay, you can get a grant for 60, 70, 80 million dollars, partner up with them and say, okay, now I want to get this food and sell to them. And when my brother was talking about minority grants, because you are a minority and even a woman minority, you can sometimes be as much as 15% higher than a standard person that submits the bid, and you still win the bid. You still win the contract. Now imagine your pay, your salary on a $10 million, $50 million award or grant that was won. I'm just on the low end, your salary should be at least $400,000, $300,000 on the terribly low end at that. But yeah, your grant should be significant for that year. But if you did it once, then you continue to go on. So the military, a lot of product that's hauled by trucks, that's military, you'll see them on civilian trucks because they have to give some of that to civilian contractors. All the food, again, everything they buy, even the land they lease is owned by somebody. Okay, so you need to know that everything the military uses, the tires, the rubber, the Band-Aids, the toothbrush, the toothpaste, the hair gel, the guns, the sling it goes on, the holster it goes in, all this stuff is bought from civilians. You all are the civilians. We are the civilians. So I'll show you that. And the numbers are astronomical. And then there's other countries like Canada, like any other, China. All these countries also buy product from the US, right? You qualify to start a country through this grant that you can now be a supplier to sell them this product. How do you match up with the buyers, the companies that do that creates all this product? I show you that as well.
Who wrote what
Textile
song?
industries, all those. Okay, so show you that as well. And then now,
Turkish March? I have no idea.
can you mute? Can you mute? If you don't mute, I'm gonna come over there and go in your refrigerator and eat all your food. And it's scary.
Turkish March.
Somebody mute that person for me. Mute your phone.
No, I wouldn't think it would be Beethoven because Turkey is more.
Let's listen.
Can the host mute her?
Maybe. Let me see.
Let's mute her for me, please.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys qualify. Well, I need to stop laughing. So you guys qualify for stuff you don't know you qualify for. That's why we're here. That's why Brother Kevin is here. Challenge me, please. Challenge me. I'll show you. It exists. It's there. Okay.
You have a what project?
So challenge me. It shows you those things. Okay, so don't sleep those things. So go to therearepeople.org, go to consult tab, book a consult. Let's match up, let's talk, or give me a call. We can sit down, we can go over a few pieces over the phone. But when somebody books me as a consultant, I'm theirs. That's my time. It's used up. I got people now I got to consult with and follow up on this very next week and give them some resolve. We got a lot going on. It's a lot of awesome things going on. I'll be
So
traveling.
you build one and that's it?
Really? Let me get to this. Hold on, y'all.
You don't
Somebody
explain
needs to be.
anything or nothing
Who
like
was
that?
this on my line that's just talking without any kind of respect? Let me see. How do I view these people?
Like what, a pyramid?
Let me see. Y'all gotta help me. I want to view
It's
this.
Kiara. Kiara's line is open. Kiara person.
Okay, let's see. Gallery. Now, where's Kiara? Where you at, Kiara? You wait till I see you. I got my screen open. I can see everybody. Hey, all you awesome people. Well, Kiara, you got quiet that time, didn't you? Okay. I don't see her. What a blessing. Okay, so anyway,
She's
so
muted.
challenge me. Huh? Say it again. I'm muted.
She is muted. Kara has been muted. She
Okay.
has been muted now.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. So listen, so challenge me. So ask me the questions, please, because the more you ask, the more we know, the more you learn. And our people perish from lack of knowledge. I want you to know that. Opal, can I talk about you for just a minute? Opal? Say yes. It's nothing bad, nothing bad. It's all good. I ain't gonna tell on, I don't know nothing to tell on you anyway that's bad.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Opal trains dogs. So Opal, I'm showing Opal. I'm like, there are people that use dogs for what? Opal, they use them for CNI dogs, right? They use them for drug sniffing dogs. They use them for protection, security. They use them for people who have anxiety or seizures. They use dogs for bomb sniffing dogs, drug sniffing dogs, and on and on and on and on. So I'm telling Opal that we do a piece for you that governs all of that. And then Opal sent me back some key stuff on dogs I never even heard of. I'm like, awesome dog. She said, what do you need them for? You need protection, you need size, you need this, you need that. So Opal has an outstanding business, and Opal is set up in line for an outstanding grant. Because why is that so key? Because for you all that's on this Zoom right now with Country Living, dogs are your first line of defense. Opal trains dogs. You're not getting no $25 puppy or no $25 dog that don't know where it came from or $500 dog. You're going to get a dog that's well trained, groomed, that's a pedigree, that's good, that knows the business. She can help you train them and bring them all up, have them ready for you, those kinds of things. And then I think, where to strategically place your dog house and their shelter, how to take care of them, how to feed them, how to protect them so that your land is safe and secure. And do you need more than one dog? I want 4 dogs. Because I know where I'm at. We got 8 acres, we're in the country, but we got 2,000 acres of forestry hooked to our land, plus other things around us. So one dog, if he's not fenced in or he's out helping himself, he's got no support basically to me. He can bark, alert, we jump out and scare, but if you got multiple dogs, it keeps everything away. First line of defense. Put them dogs off to the side so they can see all around your house, you're good to go. So Opal has an ideal business for grants, for sustainability preparations, and it gives her a significant, awesome salary, an awesome salary. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. So think like that, but think bigger. Now Opal can now breed particular dogs at her leisure, and then now do something special to train other people on how to do that. And because it now becomes an education piece with training people, there's lots of money, Gavin, for training people. These same people they're trying to keep out of jail, these youth, they're trying to keep from going to colleges and schools. Opal has another skill that she can teach. Okay, and there's money for that. So there's lots of grant money for things you just simply don't think about. Okay.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Opal. Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, what about the AI field that is pretty much on the rise right now? The Afghan
Little louder. I can hardly hear you.
Yeah, I was asking about the AI field that is on the rise right now. Do they have grants for those?
Oh, of course. Oh, absolutely. Research and all kinds of fun. So there's a lot going. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you something else. AI right now can be your buddy, can be your friend with even to helping you develop your business. But yeah, there's research, there's money available to study AI and study whether it's going to be good or beneficial for people or damage. So there's funds out there for everything. Brother, yes, there's funds out there pretty much for everything. Yep, okay. So any kind of it's training, instruction, feeding, safety, health, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of funds available. So watch the videos, watch them over and over again, and then use Google, ask Google, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I find this? Go on YouTube, look up a lot of the grant stuff. A lot of people are going to be saying a lot of crazy stuff. There's a lot of things out there. The more you learn, the better you are. And then a couple key things with grants is that you must be compliant before they even consider it. They make sure everything is checked because they'll tell you what they're looking for to be compliant. When you register with their website and then you go into categories and look at the grants, know what they're asking for. Don't even fill it out if you don't qualify for the things they're asking for, because you don't know what they're asking for. If you're not sure what those things are, what do? Brother Kevin, you talk, and then we take it from there. We help you be compliant. Then we show you how to find the right services and everything you need that you didn't know that you can have. You guys, there are things out there to help you qualify for grants you don't know. Like if you need an accountant, if you need a lawyer, if you need this, the doctor or a nurse, or even if you need to form a board. Just because you don't have those things now don't mean you don't qualify for the grant. In fact, once you go, if you need an accountant and the lawyer and all these things right away, if you go to them with the grant, with the piece of the grant, the package, and say, this is what I'm applying for, and I'm going to need a lawyer. The first thing they're going to do is give you their card. Yup, put me on the paper. Yup, put me on the paper. Yup, put me on the paper. So now you're compliant. And we'll show you how to do that as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you can even get pre-quotes. You can even get pre-quotes. So if you want to have a rideshare business, you can get pre-quotes from 3 different auto dealerships on what they'll cost you to lease those 3 or 10 or 20 vans. So this one to give you a quote, that one to give you a quote. You got to have at least 3 quotes for anything you buy when you're looking at grants. They want to know that you checked out 3 different vendors and got 3 different quotes. Okay, that way you know you get the best deal. And every last one, I'm going to give it to you. Every last one. And you ain't got a dime. They ain't gonna charge you for it. They're gonna give it to you because they know they want to be selected to do business with you because now you took your mind up to another level. Yes. Somebody had a question.
Yeah, a question. I think someone had asked a question already. Like in where you say you have a federal student loan that you're paying, does that qualify you or disqualify you in some of these?
You don't have to go for a federal grant.
No, you have one already that you're to pay. You're paying.
No, I understand. But listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Even if it disqualified you, there are other grants that has nothing to do with the government that you can qualify for to help to pay that off. Philanthropists, family foundations, and family name grants that are available. Okay, that has nothing to do with the gov.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean, I'm sorry, give me one more second. But that doesn't mean that you're disqualified from paying those off. Of course, the governments consider that, but they want to know what your business is too. Because if you start a successful business and you meet and you're compliant, they're gonna go ahead and give you that grant because now that gives you the salary and money you need to pay that off. But you got to make sure you're not misusing or abusing anything because you don't want to go to jail. Not over no dollars. You want to go to jail for that. You want to go to jail, you want to go to jail fighting for Christ, standing for what's right.
Amen. All right. You answered the question there. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Okay. Somebody, come on, bring the heat. Come on, Cynthia, right? Bring the heat. I'm picking on y'all. Juanita, you doing good? What's Juanita Daly sitting there, y'all? She's taking it easy. Sandra, I'm picking up names. Lynette Jordan's there, Jennifer, Netta, Philip. Let's go to the other side. Who else is there? Come ask those questions. Don't let this Zoom go by without you guys just at least trying to get to know a little bit about what you need to know. Okay. I see Clark. Let's see. MJ Kennedy, how you doing, man? Look like you just gonna give Brother Kevin a whole new you give me 10 of them suits like you got on for one. But let's be a blessing to each other. Let's share what we learn with each other. Let's support each other. Let's extend out what you're learning. This don't cost anybody anything, but it's an opportunity for everybody to be blessed. But if we don't do something different, then we stay the same. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. There's an opportunity for us to be successful. Don't let a month or 2 months go by and you didn't at least attempt or try. Okay, so let's do something different. Oh, so there's a lot out there. There's a lot of grant writers. You can Google how to find grant writers. You can Google ideas for grants and businesses. I got thousands literally, because I've been showing people this for a long time, how to do these things. So I can show you how to set up businesses, how to set up schools, how to set up food, agricultural, nursing, doctors. You can run a doctor's business and not be a doctor or even be a nurse. You just find out what people want. They need doctors to come out to their house for house visits, find a good price that doctors charge. You charge more than that. You put the advertise, you apply for a grant. You got 10 doctors work under you. You put that on television, insurances are paid for it. You advertise for it, people book them. But you send the doctor out, you cut the person writes you a check, you cut the doctor a check for what you keep the difference. You don't have to be a doctor to run a doctor service. In-home doctor care, in-home nurse care. It's just, you got to know how to set that up and how to structure that. You can be a plumber without being a plumber. You can run a plumbing business and don't even know how to put a plunger in a toilet. But that's your business, because now you hire plumbers and subcontract them out to do the work. You're doing the marketing and advertisement, and calls are coming in all over the place. And now you got plumbers on the road. plungeandgo.com. Okay. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Moving business. I like to move it. Put move it. I told another brother that on your truck, it should say move it. Are you a junk mover, or you like to do what you do? I like to move it. Come up with names, come up with business, come up with a feasibility statement, apply for a grant, and get going. Do multiple trucks, 2 men in a truck, that business. Look what they did. Look where they are now. They're all over the place. I thought they were just here. They're all over the country. Okay, so don't sleep these things. We don't have a lot of time. Food hubs, housing, temporary housing, security, battered women, on and on and on and on, on and on and on and on. So, okay, so just wanted to let you guys know that. So there's a lot out there. If you guys have any other things, let me know. We'll be coming back next week with not next week. We may not get a chance to do chapter 3, because we got such an awesome medical missionary piece presentation on next Thursday that's going to change your life. This is literally stuff that will change the way you live. I will not tell you that if it wasn't true. You know how people talk medical missionary. This sister has dedicated her life to doing this. Her and her husband are both registered RNs. They're registered nurses, both of them. She's also a dental hygienist. She's also a major medical missionary. And they produce so much. And then they're accomplished violinists, and one's a celloist, I believe. But they got so much going on. But she's going to present some stuff to you that's going to shock you. That's totally different than what I've heard from any medical missionary. I mean, it's going to really affect you. And she started when she said, talked about brushing teeth, and how people miss how important that is when you wake up in the morning, that the first thing you need to do is brush your teeth before you even drink water, because you need to get that stuff out of your mouth. You don't want to swallow that bacteria that's been building up. It starts to build up immediately. And now you just let it go into your gut. You know what I mean? And it starts working from there. So she tells you things on how, a lot of diseases and stuff starts in our own mouth, and people don't even consider that. And we're breeding disease and all kinds of things. But she is so awesome and so insightful. And you're going to get a lot from her. That's next Thursday. But there's a lot of things that we need to do immediately. So as you guys come up with ideas, please reach out to us, therearepeople.org. You guys, probably everybody here got my cell phone number. So reach out and text me. Let me know who you are, what your needs are. We'll try to reply to you. And then we do a consult if we can do that as well to get you guys all squared away. But support each other, quiz each other, challenge each other, help each other, lift each other up. And let's put God first in everything we do. Is that okay? See what my time looks like? I wanted to make sure that we get this out to you people. Now I got time. Anybody got any more questions?
Good evening, brother. Fuller.
Yes.
You just had a question. You just mentioned something about housing and for like homeless people living on the street.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
right now in my community, there are a lot of women that are on the street. And at times I will go out and give, books and tracts to them, but sometimes I ask them if they want prayer. So they're out there, and there's a group, there's a company or a church called the Father's Heart. And what they do, they minister to these women, girls. Some of them are young girls on the street, and they provide shelters for them. That means they refer them to shelters that are in the community that takes in homeless people or people that lives on the street, and they try to nurture them and get them
Sure.
back off drugs or whatever, get them back
Yes, ma'am.
to a normal life. So when you said that, I was just thinking of say using my home, doing something like that, and
No,
also ministering to them. Um, that's where the medical missionary is going to come in for health reform, how to eat, how to prepare healthy
sure.
foods. I could have videos to show them prayer every morning, so that they
No. Is
get
my
a
is my line
routine.
muted, John? No, no, no. Now let me
What?
explain that real quick. Let me
No?
explain that.
Okay.
No, 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 yes and no. But I said no first. And the reason I
Okay.
said no first is because of my background. 30
Okay.
years of private eye security background, all those kinds of things. I got another client, Joan, who does something similar already and is already planning grant work, all that kind of fun stuff. You do not want to bring these people into your home. You don't start there. There's money
Okay.
available, Joan, for you to build a home. There's money available for you to build or buy a building that's already in existence to do all this with
Oh,
these people. But listen to me clearly. The reason why I said
sure.
no, your personal life when you're doing that type of business must be protected. Because when you get into whether it's a drug addiction, they'll still look. I'm telling you what I know for a fact. I'm not talking about anybody but the people I know. People will steal the eggs out of cake. I had a situation where a young man used to open my store. I had 6 computer stores. He used to open my store for me. One day he got into a fight with his girlfriend, and she calls on the phone, and I'm sitting there leaning on my VCR, and she said, "You know, Wayne got in trouble. He pushed me down the glass, and he broke the glass table, and he stole your VCR." And I looked down and like fell because I know I was waiting on him. When did he do that? But they'll get you. So you want to keep your home life so private and secure from that. And don't even let them know what car you get in or where you park your car. Keep a lookout for the house around you, the areas of people following you, all kinds of things. I teach security as well. But there's money available for you to do just what you want to do, but don't involve your home and your family life. And you can help all those people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Now I'll say yes from that point on. But
Thank
my no came quickly
Thank
because
you. Yeah.
security has to be key because the first thing
Yeah.
people do is they warm up to you and then they clean you out. Because for some reason they see you in a car and automatically just think millionaire, period. And they'll steal you blind. So now we do want to pray. We want to do everything you said, but there has to be a process for that. And then to hire the teams to do that, and the nurses and the counselors and the security, which you must have on the premises, all that's in the grant and the facility. And then how to lock the doors, how to secure things, how to have lockup rooms, how to have gated rooms with medicines and computers and stuff like that locked down. Who's restricted to this area? You only come in this door. You don't go in that room. You don't go past this counter. All of that I show you how to do. And then, but there's money available for those, John. So to answer the question in the short, you can do all of that you want to do. Yes, there's money available for it. But now how to do it, that's when you come to Brother Kevin.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brother Kevin.
You're welcome. So now, so guys, when I say test me, because I did this for companies for over 30 years, and if I name major companies, Motorola, I mean, I can just go on and on. Best Foods, they make you Hellmann's mayonnaise, Skippy peanut butter, all that stuff. I've been all these companies. I know all these people. I know businesses and how they work. But through the grace of God, I can give you a better insight. And so if I say challenge me, it's only to prove to you that I'm only going to give you the best direction. It will be no deceit, no fatness, no fluff to build something up. It's true resolve. So you can actually, and people say, you can't make no money in the first 3 to 5 years. Who told you that? That's not true. You can make money the very next day if you plan everything out and lay things out in detail and do right. Because you can't tell me the day you launch, if you nailed a $30 million contract, you didn't just make money. You have to, whether it's, if it's profit or whatever, you make money, you make money. I'll show you that, how to get out of debt and how to do all those things. So when you all thinking about student loans, okay, step away from the student loan piece and think about a bigger business that, because you owe $70,000 in student loans. So to me, just me talking, so I don't want a $70,000 grant to give to somebody to pay off my student loan, not me. I don't. If I want $70,000, I want to start a business with it so I can make some constant income and then slowly pay off that grant of 70,000. I'm not just want to get the loan here and give it to him and say, okay, it's paid off. I'm still at zero. Okay, you minus the debt, of course, because the Bible says, "Oh, no man nothing but to love him." But apply for $500,000, $700,000. And not just pay off the grant, have a successful business, paying that grant off, you got constant income and things just get better and better and better from there. Okay. Okay. Hi, Lois. Lois says that true. Oh, is that Lori? Lori, how do I say it? Lori, something. I may have said it wrong, but there's ways you can do it. Okay. But seriously. So the grants, the student loans, all that stuff can be paid off. Or you guys can put Biden back in power. He'll bring back the student debt relief. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you can do that. Think bigger. Think big. Please do not think small. Don't even think micro grant. They're there, but let's spend time applying for something. Let's go ahead and put the work in.
And Brother Kevin, regarding Sabbath keeping and with the people that would have the kind of work that somebody wants to do, we still want to keep the Sabbath and honor the Sabbath.
Every single time.
The people that we would hire, correct?
Yes, listen, this is what we do. My wife and I, we have a country property and our house was, we bought it for a great deal, beautiful deal. And we got it completely gutted. When I say completely gutted, literally down to the studs. We didn't keep anything. Full crews had to come in for everything. Dumpsters, everything had to come in. When we got a general contractor, we told him this: we honored the Sabbath. And he understood immediately. And I explained to him when the Sabbath was. It's sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. I said, we honor the Sabbath, everything we do. So nobody can work at that period. He understood immediately. We explained it to him. And then after a couple of weeks, he says, wait a minute. So can we work on Sunday? I'm like, absolutely. He'll come here Saturday night after sundown. After Saturday work, because they needed to catch up because they couldn't do enough in a 5-day period by doing Monday through Friday before sundown. So Sunday's wide open, absolutely. So you just have to, and it ain't that you got to put your foot down. That's the law. That's biblical, and you can show it to them and prove that's who we are. That's what we honor with. So nobody works on a Sabbath. We don't want nobody drinking, all those we want the property respected. And we prayed on it as well. And God gave us such a contract that is just so awesome. Matter of fact, I got a call from him today. True story. I'm in, where am I at now? I'm in, I can't forget where I'm at, y'all. Oklahoma right now. Drove down yesterday. He calls me today, answer the phone. He tells me that it's freezing there because we're in the northern Wisconsin, and we got a line with a hose that was running to our camper because we have a camper up there as well, and we had a line running to it. He says it's freezing today. It's below zero. Things are frozen. I'm going to go ahead and unhook these things. I told him where to get propane to warm certain things up, keep things cool from freezing and bursting. What a great, person we got that understands who we are, what we do, and how to help take care of things. God provides for you. He provides. So our God is awesome. So we got a great general contractor that he interviewed every contractor there that he hired. He interviewed him and over and over. I'm live. I'm at Holiday Inn Express, so y'all hear some people out there. But he interviewed every contractor individually and got good resolve for us and make sure we got great people that respects, what we do and how we live, and everything's been going awesome. So good question. Honor the Sabbath.
Yes.
Oh, one more thing with that. Do you know everything has increased since we've done that? Things that we thought were bigger problems are nil. They're nothing. They're being resolved like it was nothing through the grace of God. Because God provides. Remember, there's 1,000 ways you have not thought of. So when you do think of one, there's 1,000 more. And then as contractors, he was running into issues. Next time we get a call, oh, it's done, it's taken care of. I thought you had an issue. Well, we didn't know we were going to be able to do it. Our God is awesome. Yes. Okay. Anybody else? If not, if no questions, we'll pray and then we'll stick around for a few minutes. So next week is going to be an awesome piece. We got a lot coming up. Healing Proper Short Course Academy will be providing short courses. These are 6-week courses where you go to school 1 day a week for 2.5 hours. Then you get 3 days of homework and you're going to learn we got over 80 different curriculums and fields. We show you how to do job placement, did your contract, start your business, all those kinds of things. That's going to be launching in January. And then we'll be also doing teacher instructions where teachers take classes, all those kinds of things. We got a lot of stuff coming y'all way. Healing Proper Short Course Academy is an awesome school that we have, and we're going to walk you guys through how to be successful in businesses, various businesses. So as you see them, it's going to be awesome. Even as people want to become teachers, we're going to have some things laid out for you to be instructors, courses that you can take, and then how you can make some significant, serious income. Okay, we're going to get into television. I got a background in television as well, marketing and advertisement, ad sales department. We're going to be showing you that, production and video, all those things. We're going to be showing you the classes include a lot of all this, wholesaling, buying below wholesales, all these resolves. So every class we take is entrepreneurship type classes designed for you to be successful in business, but we give you the whole instructor piece to include on how to even get your contracts, agreements, and receipts and forms and applications, everything, and to how to market your business through TV, radio, social media, how to do all that in addition to how to learn everything, when to bring the banks in, the contractors, when to bring in the accountants, all those things. All of this is done in this course. Okay, so you get lots of homework and tests every week. Again, so you got 1 day of school a week and 3 days of homework that's compliant with what you're going to be doing. And there is no fluff, no fat, no filler. Everything is factual. There's a grade scale. There's a school superintendent. Everything is laid out. And they're Healing Proper Short Course Academy. You are successful. Then we have entry classes. We got medium classes. Then we got advanced classes later. So like carpentry, there's 3 different classes. So there are with other things that we do. And they're simply outstanding. Okay. So there's a lot coming here. So stay tuned. Any information, anything else you guys need, please reach out. And let's pray first. And then if you guys got some questions, I'll take some questions. Heavenly Father, God in heaven, I thank you for your goodness, your grace, your mercy. Thank you for this Zoom, God. Thank you for allowing the Holy Spirit to rest, root, and abide in this Zoom and what we do, how we talk, how we say, how we provide. Thank you for blessing our people, God. We hope that it's been nourishing for their minds, hearts, souls, bodies, and spirits. Bless everyone that hears this. Bless everyone that makes that move. And God, that you grant them, God, wisdom, knowledge, power, and understanding, and success with what they do as they seek, God, that they shall find. If they knock, the door shall be open, God. And if they ask, God, you come in. So we just thank you, ask you to bless everyone as we send these prayers up to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary. In Jesus' name, and thank you for the TAP team. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you, everybody. Any questions real quick? I'm going to turn off this recorder.
Thank you. I just thank you so much. Thank you for the prayers.
Well,